5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
This is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's always Monroe's of Palm Beach. And on Fridays, it's Fantasy Fridays. They bring your fantasy to life only at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Make sure you step in and enjoy yourself with a great time, and it makes a good night a great night. There's only one place, Monroe's of Palm Beach. If you're chasing tail, that's where you should be chasing. Get over to Monroe's tonight. Peace.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a nice day on this Monday. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s as we move through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies with a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Low humidity, so a very comfortable day. But we'll see more humidity beginning to move in tomorrow, so it gets a little muggier out there for Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the 80s for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. This week we take you to the front lines of our southern border. Hear inside stories of agents risking their lives, vicious traffickers, and the human suffering that they cause.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's the Greek for Trajan Wealth. When you imagine your retirement, what do you think of? Maybe going to a golf course, sitting by the pool, going to the beach, or vacationing with your family. I bet each of you have different goals, and different goals require your own unique plan. That's where Trajan Wealth's financial advisors can come in. Let Trajan Wealth help you craft a plan that will meet your goals. Call Trajan Wealth today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000, website TrajanWealth.com. Do you have an old 401k? You aren't sure what to do with it? Call Trajan Wealth today to discuss how you can optimize those funds and get the money working for you again. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. That is the number to call for Trajan Wealth. Get opinions of people who know what they're doing and people who can make you have a financial freedom. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword BILL at realradio921.com. That's BILLS. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you fix your clocks. Actually, my microwave now looks perfect, so it's awesome. So I walk by it every couple minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm on time for once. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
Francis is out. She'll be back tomorrow, and so Jimmy will step up and do another thing that he does so many things with some Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, Florida, you never cease to disappoint us, and always easy to find some stories to talk about the Florida man. And we're going to start with this Florida man, and he decided to lead police on a high-speed motorcycle chase, ended up in jail with a broken foot. Could have been much worse, but 30-year-old Jesse Rivera was spotted by a trooper swerving between vehicles at a high-speed chase on his motorcycle around 118. This is up in Tampa. Rivera's motorcycle is said to have had fake plates on it at the time, which read McLovin, a reference to a joke from the movie Superbad. That trooper attempted to stop Rivera, according to the arrest report, but Rivera sped off after turning to see his pursuer. He looked around, saw him. I'm out of here. FHP caught up to him at a traffic light, and then he attempted to take off again, but he slipped the gear. He killed the engine. Stalled it. Whoops. Before Rivera could speed off again, FHP says its trooper grabbed him off the motorcycle, which caused the vehicle to fall on both Rivera and the trooper, and that's when the suspect got a broken foot. Rivera was taken to the hospital for that broken foot, according to FHP, but not before he asked to call his mommy. Rivera was booked into the Hillsborough County Jail on a charge of fleeing law enforcement at a high speed. He's released at a $7,500 bond. Pretty high. Next up, here's something I don't think anybody expected, but happens from time to time. We hear about it. A shopper got a post-Halloween scare when they discovered a human skull at a Florida thrift store. Ooh. I don't think it had anything to do with Halloween. It was just a coincidence at this time of year. The shopper, who happened to be an anthropologist, noticed the skull in the Halloween section of a thrift store in North Fort Myers and recognized it to be a real human skull. Deputies responded to the store on North Cleveland Avenue and recovered it. Based upon the observations of detectives on scene, the skull is believed to be that of a human, which was read in a release report. According to the store owner, the skull was located in a storage unit that was purchased years prior. The Lee County Sheriff's Office will work in conjunction with the District 21 Medical Examiner's Office to facilitate future testing of the skull, because they don't know, who it is or anything. There's nothing, no other type of lead on it, so they got to look back to see the place that they bought it from, one of those storage sheds, like I said. And currently, it's suspicious, but there's no reason to believe there's anything nefarious going on, at least as of right now. Of course, you got to wonder if a human skull was found somewhere. I mean, it's got to lead to something.
That's right. There's got to be somebody. It just doesn't pop up.
Yep. And finally, a Florida man was charged after he was caught on camera slashing 27 car tires in a Miami-Dade neighborhood, leaving neighbors stuck. Juan Pablo Ramos Nieto, 41, he showed up in court where he was charged with 27 counts of criminal misdemeanor for each of the tires slashed. While in court, an official warned him that anything could be used against him because he wouldn't keep his mouth shut. He was going on and on and on and on. He was blurting things out. He's dealing with a secret government influence. He was told to act like a security guard at an airport. He goes, I was exposed to secret government information. I'm dealing with a federal case and I'm being sabotaged. He's just going on. He's rambling this nonsense in court. And I'm being sabotaged too. I'm being demonized. I warned the CIA that if I'm not to continue being demonized, more like a government building on fire that's unoccupied. I don't know. He's just like rambling this stuff out of nowhere. It doesn't even make sense.
Sounds like he's whacked.
When I'm reading that, I'm reading it verbatim, which doesn't make sense because he didn't make sense. According to the arrest report obtained by WTVJ, he caused over $6,000 in damages after slashing the tires with a knife. Surveillance footage shows him doing it too. I mean, they saw him walk right up to into the neighborhood with a knife and just going in, puncturing a whole bunch of tires. The arrest report also mentioned one neighbor claimed it was the second time he had done this as well. So apparently more than once. And the judge set his bond at $10,000. So I think that guy's going to end up going to jail for a little while. And that is your What the Florida Stories for the 11 a.m. hour.
Thank you, Jimmy. Always appreciate it. You're listening to Real Radio 92.1. You can call us at 877-927-6969. If the time difference is yay or nay, you could jump in with that. Something happened over the weekend that you want to reflect on or talk about, you could always get involved with that also. You could also email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
By the way, I've got the text line open just because Franny's not here. We do have that open, and I'll check on it from time to time. 47142 is that text line. Just start off the text with Real Radio so it gets directed to us.
And that number is first put in Real Radio, right?
Yep.
And then
start off that text with Real Radio.
And then 47142?
That's correct.
There it is. If you want to get involved in anything with the show, you can. The Beatles released a song the other day, and for the most part, I think most people were like, maybe 50-50 or not liking it at all. And it was funny, over the weekend, I started seeing some Beatle albums doing some commercials that you could buy and stuff like that because Capitol Records gets all their money now. The Beatles don't get them anymore. It was their greatest hits. I thought that was odd to see it. But McCartney and Ringo did speak, and they both said that Ringo Starr wanted to be a hairdresser, and Paul McCartney wanted to open up a garage. And they both thought that they were not going to have much success. It was going to be short-lived, less than a month or 2 or 6 weeks. And that's what they both said, and boy, were they wrong. Obviously, it came out in the 60s and all around today. 60 years later, still very, very icons in the music industry and have accomplished so much. And a lot of people consider them one of the greatest groups ever.
Which one would have wanted to turn wrenches?
Paul McCartney.
Paul, yeah.
And Ringo wanted to be.
Probably would have been just as popular and rich.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. You never know. It's worth billions. Who knows? Maybe he can start his own gas station. I don't know. But yeah, and Ringo said and Ringo, don't forget, talk about last minute, the best time. I mean, he came in just before they went to America. He replaced Pete Best, who was the drummer originally. Yeah. Talking about bad luck. Talking about waking up every day if you're him. And supposedly the story is John Lennon and McCartney didn't like Pete Best because he was getting all the girls, so they exited him. Ringo came in. Again, this is just stories.
So he's always over a piece of ass, isn't it?
Usually. Remember the movie Helen of Troy? What is Helen of Troy?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't remember that movie.
Helen of Troy or the Beatles. It's usually over a piece of ass. You're right. Guys will go crazy for a piece of ass. But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy that they both said that and think that they were not going to have much success. But, you just never know in life. You hear about a lot of people who are really successful, and they say, man, I never thought. A lot of times you're musicians, also actors, actresses say, hey, you know what? I just thought I was going to get a couple commercials or do one movie, and the next thing you know, it turns into it. We lost Matthew Perry about a week ago. Still a lot of things about Friends and things that went on. But their first year, they made $22,000 an episode. That's what they got paid. Then after a couple of years, David Schumer and Jennifer Aniston got the most, and they were getting paid a little bit more, and then they went into that together, and that was the story behind it, and then they ended up getting $1 million for the last couple of years as a staff, all 6 of them. Matthew Perry did write that in his book, that it was Schumer who said, hey, let's go in together, and it was a very nice thing that he did, that they got the money. And they still make $20 million a year on reruns, which I think is unbelievable. That show still brings in $1 billion. Just blows my mind. But it's worldwide. I've had a couple of friends I talked to who were traveled all over the world, and Germany, Italy, Greece, wherever, and they were like, you go over there and you talk about Friends and people know who it is.
They love our old sitcoms.
Yeah, and it's what they said.
Seinfeld, that's very, very popular around the world. And how much, what did Netflix pay for the rights of that show? Is unbelievable.
Crazy.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and that's what he said. That's what they were telling me. They said, oh, yeah, they know everything about Friends and everything like that. Some other shows know, but Friends, they said, pops up right away with people. And they talk about it. It's just like us. We have it on all the time. You can find that on one of the cable stations. I always see it on the the guidelines. But it's like I said, very sad that he passed away. But that was amazing. They started 22,000 episode in '94. When it ended in 2003, they were getting $1 million an episode. And I think they were doing 24 episodes a year.
Weren't they one of the first two?
Yeah.
If I remember right, to command all of them commanded $1 million at one point.
Yeah, it was in the book, too, that they all went in together, all 6 of them, and said, let's negotiate. Like I just said, Schumer and Jennifer Aniston for a couple of years were making the most out of the 6 because they were the main storyline for a while. But, yeah, I think it was great that they did it. And look at the deal they got in syndication, which is tremendous. There's some syndication that you see. A lot of people, Charlie Sheen makes a lot of money, his syndications too. But again, it's going in and knowing, hey, this is going to be a success. I definitely want to get a part of it. And you know what? I'm not going to miss out on this money.
One of the things that we've been hearing more and more about that's what when they when I don't know if you want to say Hollywood or even athletes, and they renegotiate some of their contracts, they want a piece. They want a piece of the team, or they want a piece of the rights for the show. Yeah. So because they know down the road, that's a 20, 30, 40-year investment.
Yep.
For some of them, again, look at this at Friends. I mean, it's decades it's been going on. So you got even a small percentage of that you got coming in residuals for all those years. Again, even if it's a small amount, it's it's still a heck of a payday over the course of 20, 30 years.
The music industry, I talked about a lot of times, where the Beatles only had like 10-year deals with Capitol.
Yeah.
And after 10 years, they didn't get any money. Capitol got their records. And, like you said, it's negotiating, knowing what you're doing, having the right people around you, and saying, hey, even though you may be unknown now, or nobody, whatever it is, whether it's music or TV, it could be huge.
Didn't you tell us an athlete the other day when he was renegotiating his contract, he wanted a piece of the team?
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Yeah, a couple guys have asked for it.
It's not going to happen.
No.
But
they're thrown out.
It's what they want. Is my only point to it.
Oh yeah, it's a slot machine because you get a piece of the team. Forget it. Yeah. You're making so much money.
And the same thing with the show. I mean, if you get a piece of the show in syndication afterwards, if it's successful.
Yeah. I mean, even
and if it's not successful, then you don't get very much. That's all. So I mean, it's kind of worth the crapshoot.
Well, it's very hard in anything when you're unknown, whether you're in entertainment, radio, TV, ball player, because you're just trying to get signed. That's the thing. Yeah. So if you go in with too many demands, they have no real blueprint for you. So they're like, screw, we don't need you. Yeah. We don't even know what you could do.
That's typical, right? Yeah. Most new shows that come out, and when there's unknown actor, Stranger Things, those kids didn't make very much in the beginning, but when they renegotiated after whatever season it was, probably after season 1 success, they probably went in for a big raise, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and that's what it is. So it's hard when you go in because you don't have anything behind you. You don't have anything on your resume. And if you go in, like I said, too cocky, they're going to be like, we'll take a shot with somebody else.
And, it's funny. It's probably one of those things, if you look up a lot of the big-time actors, what their initial salaries were for some things, whether it's a commercial, because, a lot of them start out that way in advertising or something, like a John Travolta. What was the very first paycheck he got in one of the whatever show it was, or maybe it was
Welcome
an
Back
advertisement, Carter. Or, what did he make on Welcome Back Carter? He wasn't pretty unknown at that point, right?
But I mean,
as an example compared to
Friends,
once you're established.
The first year they made $22,000 a show, and 7 years later they were making $1 million. You know what increase that is? I mean, that's huge. But like you said, same thing with ball players. They get more money as their success comes. And you know what? It's just having the right people behind you. Bobby Bonilla, we talk about it every day, where he gets $1 million because his agent said at the time the Mets were having problems. They couldn't pay him. They said, you know what? We're going to take this down the road. And it worked out where he's getting $1 million for 30 years on a contract that was way, way smaller than that. But that's just having the right people behind you and also believing in yourself, because a lot of times it's hard. It's a crapshoot when you're negotiating. I mean, the one thing I've always told people when you negotiate, don't ever say a price. Let them throw out the first price and anything. If you're selling something, whatever, and then go from there. Make that be the line of sand. Because once you put out a number, you never know. They might be like, okay, that's great, when they had a higher number in the third thought process. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you want to get involved, you can ask us anything. Always, you can bring anything up to the table. But we're talking a little bit today about the time switch, where people had a couple of complaints and some people like it. If you're for it, yay or nay, let us know. If you did anything over the weekend, let us know. If you saw the Dolphins in Germany, call us. Like to hear about that.
Yeah, were you there?
Were you there to see the Dolphins? We have Brian Mudd on earlier talking about the sports betting, the craps and roulette with the Seminoles. That's going to come our way December 7th. If you guys want to get involved in that, we would definitely want to hear about that. Jimmy, I know you had a story about a guy getting in a little bit of trouble.
Well, this is what you would think that this would be a what the Florida story, but let's see. Does it say where it happened? It probably does, and I didn't take too big of a notice to it. But a man from Burlington, I don't know exactly what state that is right now, faces drug charges after detectives found he had been growing a significant amount of mushrooms. Weston Soul, 21, was charged with possession with intent to sell narcotics and operating a drug factory. State police said the members of the DEA Hartford Task Force and state police detectives received a tip that suggested Soul was operating a mushroom growing operation at his home.
Mushrooms!
They arrived at Soul's home on Thursday around 9 a.m. When they got there, detectives said that they made contact with Soul and saw ventilation equipment throughout the residence, which is consistent with those used in clandestine laboratories, again, for growing shrooms. Soul accompanied investigators to a detached garage on the property where detectives spotted a large mushroom growing operation. During interactions with investigators, Soul claimed that the type of mushrooms he was growing were not illegal. He's saying, hey, I'm growing the good stuff. These aren't bad.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
And he refused any further search. But then, of course, detectives got a search warrant and they went back. Now, you would think in the time frame that the authorities were going to get that warrant, that he'd shut down, pack everything up, get rid of it.
No, he got more.
Nope, hell no.
He got a truck,
upon serving,
signs.
he started advertising on Real Radio.
Yeah, you get your mushrooms right here, baby.
Upon serving the search warrant at Soul's residence, investigators said they found a clandestine mushroom growing factory within. It contained psilocybin mushrooms. They're narcotics. They're the hallucinogenic type ones. In various stages of growth, with an estimated street value of $8.5 million. Not too bad for a little small operation you got going on in your house.
I got something going on in my garage, nothing big.
No, it's just these are the ones you eat.
You know how come he got caught? He had an Aaron Rodgers jersey on when the guys pulled up.
You've got you put these with your steak. It's great. Soul admitted to investigators that the mushrooms were in fact a psychedelic style. It's a Schedule I controlled substance. Soul was taken into custody at the scene and transported to state police headquarters in Litchfield, where he was processed and charged. He was being held on $250,000 cash bond. So, yeah, I guess he's in for a little bit of a jail time.
$8 million? I would say so. And he didn't think anything was wrong with that. And like you said, the point of the story is what you brought up. You get a little knock at the door. You think you bail up and go, I'm out of here.
You got everybody. You got local police. You got state police. You got DEA federal agents there. I mean, I would think that at that point, if you got some time between that and them getting a search warrant, unless they can get them instantly, maybe that's possible.
Maybe. I don't know. No clue.
They go out to a car and they can call a judge and get one issued instantly. I don't know if that's the case. Then I guess there's nothing you can do. But if there's any time frame there,
they come back a week later.
Go, hi, run.
Yeah. The guy opens the door. He's like, "What do you guys want?" Oh, yeah, we just had a little bit of complaint about it. And then, like you said, $8.7 million, which is unbelievable. But some people, I've always said it, the more they do stuff that is illegal, the more times they think in their mind it's legal.
Yeah, and that was his initial reaction. I'm not doing it. These are the legal ones.
Yeah, we're good.
47142 is the text line, and it is open. Somebody sent in this one saying, Jimmy, a guy slashed 27 tires, and to total damage estimated was only 6,000. What were they, bicycle tires? Well, if you 6,000 divided by 27 is 222, so that would be about right.
Yeah.
$200 a tire.
Yeah.
That makes sort of makes sense. At first, I was wondering the math there myself. So yeah, the text line is open, 47142. Also, the email is open, Jimmy@realradio921.com. I got this email the other day, and I just didn't get a chance to bring it up. But we were talking the other day about scams, and Matthew wrote in this doozy, right? So this guy that pulled off a scam, this is pretty wild. There's a small zoo somewhere in England with a parking lot, and the spots, it's got enough spots for about 25 cars and 5 buses, ballpark right there. And there was a small shed with an attendant who would collect parking fees. He was a model employee. He didn't miss a day of work for over 20 years. Then, one day, he just disappeared. Eventually, the zoo called the HR department to request a new attendant. They were told there was never a parking attendant employed by them. The guy, when the zoo opened up, this guy shows up, puts up this like makeshift parking attendant little, like those old kiosk type thing.
20 years?
Right? And apparently the man just simply showed up one day and started collecting the fees, a total of about $8 million in U.S. equivalent.
Wow.
He was reported to be on a beach in Brazil. I don't know if that was a joke at the end or not, but can you imagine that?
20 years.
Small little zoo, figure like, I don't know, Lion Country, right? And
$10.
As soon as they open up, maybe even a little smaller scale or something, he just shows up with this thing and starts collecting fees like he's collecting parking fees.
And it's amazing.
That's ballsy. That's ballsy.
Oh, yeah.
Just do that and keep going. Like, nobody over 20 years knew that wasn't right.
It's ballsy to do it one day. One day. But you know what? It is crazy one time. And because, when you talk about different things, stuff pops in your mind. One of my buddies one time, we were at I think it was a Dolphin game, and he was sitting there, and right by we just got out in parks, and some guy pulled up, and he was like, "Do I pay you for parking?" Because he was by a sign that said parking.
Oh, okay.
With a big arrow.
Right.
And he was like, no, he goes, I should have took $20.
Yeah.
The guy would get $20 drove
Pay
by.
me. It's $20. Yeah.
That's it. And
Park over there.
But 20 years, you would think somebody from the zoo one day said, hey, who's that guy?
Did we put this up? Was this part of the plans? And I guess other people just didn't realize that. No,
it's like the story Franny had with the trailer trucks. The guys walked in over 3 days or 3 weeks. Was it 3 days or 3 weeks? And stole all that liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody thought that was eyes with trailer trucks just in and out.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just don't care. It doesn't involve them. Who cares?
If it seems that it's somewhat normal, then they don't even think anything of it.
Yeah. I mean, again, you just don't know. But yeah, that was unbelievable. 20 years.
Thanks for sending that in, Matthew. Appreciate that.
I wonder what made the guy finally stop. Maybe he's tired. I'm tired. I need weekends off.
He got $8 million. He retired. He went to some beach in Brazil, allegedly.
You think he would?
I would too. $8 million done. I don't have to risk this anymore.
I'm tired. I really don't want to. They won't give me weekends off.
I mean, he probably had a fake name. How do you trace this dude?
Oh, I don't know. Well, he probably had no name. Probably nobody even said anything to him. And the guy was just there for 8 years. I can't believe that. I could see. I don't even know, like a month. Just crazy the amount of things that people go down and they. But like you said, if it seems legit, you do it. I mean, you just do it.
At some point, some executive or somebody would have noticed, like, hey, we never set up parking.
Yeah. There's somebody up front. Who's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. And I'm sure the guy was not like threatening looking, maybe just like an average guy.
And it had to be small. It was only 25 parking spots. I mean, this wasn't obviously a big place.
But still, you would think somebody, 20 years, Jesus. I mean, you want to talk about that? That is crazy. It is the Penthouse. Give the guy credit if he's in Brazil. A couple of brunettes. It is a Monday. We're going to come back with a trifecta, 11:45. Your chance to go to Busch Gardens and so much more. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
95 looking good throughout Palm Beach County. If you are driving into Broward, just a heads up for this, a right lane is blocked southbound. It's just south of Hillsborough Boulevard. So just as you cross from Boca Raton into Broward County, you'll have some slowdowns there. Northbound Turnpike still have gravel all over the roadway. This is just a couple miles before Atlantic Avenue. I'm Joel Mal.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Whoa, what happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Selling your car doesn't have to be difficult. This is easy. Do you want the most money for your vehicle? Of course you do. And a hassle-free process? That's GiveMeTheVin.com. Give Me the VIN will beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Give Me the VIN is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and thousands of online reviews. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your used car right now at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed in me that if I was going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps? It's Semper Fi, which means always faithful. What's the best part of Trajan Wealth? It's our 100+ employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something, or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Fox 29. We've got you covered. There's so many reasons, but we won't get into all that. Well, maybe just one. Your local news from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's the only local news on. That's right, the only local news on at a convenient time. We would never leave you guessing, but always informed, because we know your weather, traffic, and updates are important. WFLX, Fox 29. We've got you covered.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you forget to add Stamps.com to your holiday wish list last year? Well, we all make mistakes. Stamps.com has been helping businesses like yours save time and money during the holiday rush for 25 years. Get exclusive rates up to 84% off USPS and UPS services you need right from an easy-to-use mobile app. The holidays are hard enough. Make things easy with Stamps.com. Use code TIMESAVER for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. That's Stamps.com, code TIMESAVER.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take 1 pill each morning and 0 heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The USC Trojans are essentially two different teams. On offense, they look like national title contenders. On defense, they barely look like they're a Division I team. They allowed over 570 yards and 50 points in a loss to Washington. That led to the Trojans parting ways with defensive coordinator Alex Grinch. And with a move into the Big Ten on the horizon, USC looks to have its work cut out for them next season. I'm Dan Patrick. What makes a Mercedes-Benz EV different? Electric is what gets you there, but Mercedes is what moves you, like no other automaker can. The vehicle, all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQ.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests.
Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free, never
is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
Real Radio 92.1. We are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you adjusted your clocks. If not, your day is going to be a little bit whacked out. And it shouldn't be a problem because everybody's phone does it automatically, and everybody in the world has a phone. So I think you're in good shape. Franny's out today. Jimmy is here.
Hello, and good morning.
At 11:45, we'll have a chance for you to win a 4-pack of tickets to Busch Gardens, which is a great prize and a great time. But now it is time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's trifecta.
All right, college football this weekend. Our Gators and Canes did not do so good. They both lost, but Florida State won and stayed undefeated. Tomorrow night, the second week of rankings will come out. We'll see if the Florida State, I believe, will still stay in the Big Four. Alabama is closing in. When they lost early in the season, people thought that was them for them. But you know what? They're hanging in there with only one loss. And if they continue winning, they will win the SEC and then play in the SEC championship, their division. So we'll see what happens with Alabama. They're definitely not out. USC ended up losing to Washington, 76 was the over-under, and that went way over in the 90s. And also, you had an under-over 29, which was Northwestern, and that game was 10-17. So a lot of times you see these high numbers or low numbers. Don't think it's an easier, like, oh, my God, you got to bet over if it's a low one. No, they're there for a reason. They know what they're doing. NFL had some crazy games. It started off with the Chiefs and the Dolphins. And Miami did not win in Germany. They are off this week, the Dolphins, and then they'll be back in action in the following week. So hats off to the Dolphins. 6-2 season, 6-3 so far. A very good season. They are more than halfway done. Hopefully they can finish. But the back half of the schedule for the Dolphins is tough. The early part was easy. They were beating the teams they needed to, but they really do finish strong. They have the Ravens at the end of the year. They have the Bills. They have the Cowboys. So they got some tough games. So we're going to have to see what happens with Miami at the end of the season. Hopefully they get on the right track. I think they'll end up winning the division, but it's going to be tough in the last month of December because that's when they have some tougher games. Billy Joel did announce his last concert at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be in July. He's been playing there for about 10 years. They even have a banner up there for him for the amount of shows that he has done so far. And he's been there for years. And he has a residency at Madison Square Garden, the only one, and he's calling it quits at the end of July. I can only imagine what the tickets will go for sale for that night when it is his last night. I'm sure they're going to be extremely high. See Billy Joel last time at the Garden, the Piano Man. Something you wouldn't mind doing, Jimmy, if you could?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If I was ever up in the area and I had the opportunity to go there, I think Billy Joel's a great showman.
Yeah, great.
Excellent showman.
I had the pleasure of seeing him a couple times. Great. I mean, and he plays for hours. Like Springsteen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no 45 minutes an hour. He's out there 3 hours.
When you got a library like he has, again, it's like the boss. I mean, he's got such a huge library to choose from. So he can just go on and on and on and keep going and never run out.
Yeah, which is great because you know what? If you're paying your hard-earned money and you want to go see somebody, it's a nice feeling to come out of a concert. They play a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Billy Joel and Springsteen for years have been known to play 3 hours and change.
Yeah.
Which is and I can only imagine that night, his last night, special guest. I'm sure he'll have a couple people that'll come out, which would be great. But yeah, he's hanging it up at the Garden. I think he's done it for a long time. I don't know how many years. I think maybe 15.
Is he that it too for touring at all? Is he going to stop there or don't you know?
That I didn't hear. I just heard he was lying it down with the Madison Square Garden.
I didn't know if you saw something else because I saw the same thing that he was done and tickets were on sale. I think somebody, a mutual friend of ours, was looking into getting those tickets, and yes, they are quite pricey.
Oh, I'm sure.
But that's you kind of saw that coming.
Of course. I mean, no Taylor Swift, but crazy price. Yeah, she is a reference to everything right now. I had some girl tell me yesterday, she was Taylor Swift so big she even helped the NFL. She put the NFL on the map. I'm like, what? I mean, you're hot. You're not that hot.
It did for her fan base.
Yeah. Oh, for her fan
which probably hadn't watched, not a huge part of the NFL fan base.
No, but for hers, you're 100% right. Yeah. But it was just funny the way she said it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, she did it. And Kelsey yesterday, they threw it in the Eagle game a couple times with the brother playing and different things like that. Yeah, she's just she's huge. Unbelievable. Anything she touches turns to gold, which is a nice feeling. And the Eagles and Dallas played a game yesterday, but at the end of the game, Prescott had a rollout for a 2-point conversion, and his foot just touched the line. And you might say, all right, who cares? Well, it had hundreds of millions of dollars on that line because the line in the game was 3.5. And if he stepped in bounds, he would have scored, and the Dallas would have lost by 3. They ended up losing by 5. Well, the game could have changed, too, down the road because maybe Dallas would have went for a field goal at the end of the game. But at that present time, there were so many people oohing and on because some people were happy and some people weren't. Of
course.
And
which side of the ticket, which ticket you had in your pocket.
That's right. You heard, oh my God, or I can't believe my luck. And he stepped out just by a hair. And that's unbelievable today with the camera angles that they have where they blow it up and you see it where he stepped out.
Well, they had a camera right there. I mean, it had to be 2 feet from his foot.
Oh yeah. Yep. You're right. It was crazy. Like I said, 3.5, and they ended up losing by. That game was crazy. It really was at the end. Back and forth. Philly fumbled at the end. They got lucky. The 2 Eagles bumped into each other, and the ball dropped, but they recovered it. It was in the last 2 minutes, so many things happened. But Dallas did end up winning. Philly's got an 8-1 record. There's only been 4 teams in the NFL have done that. at back-to-back years, and they are one of the teams that have done it. Off to another good start. The coach was on after the thing. He had his daughter with him. It was very cute and funny. I like when they bring their kids out in those press conferences. I'm sure Jerry Jones was not happy driving home last night, but we'll see what happens. Cowboys have a good team, and still a long way to go. Like I said, our Miami Dolphins got beat in Germany 24-14. So hopefully they'll get back on a winning track, and they have a bye this week.
Going back to Dallas and Philly there real quick, is that was the first meeting for the two, right? I mean, it's because we're about halfway into the season now.
I think so.
Yeah, they hadn't played yet, right? So they'll probably I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL has them scheduled as one of the last games of the season. Kind of maybe knowing that they would be the two contenders in that division.
Yeah, well, they always play at the end of the year. They always play division games. So I would assume it's going to be at the end. I'm not sure when, but it will be at the end. I could check it for you when it is. But, again, it was a good game. I'm sure the ratings were unbelievable.
Yep. And close game. I mean, again, the dominance that Philly has shown so far this year in the NFC, not that there's a lot of competition in the NFC. I think we're seeing them and Dallas again and San Fran as your big contenders there. I see Seattle kind of got their doors blown off.
They got crushed. Well, Lamar Jackson's like 14-1 against NFC teams.
Yeah, and that was just another one that right there. I saw that every time the ticker went by, there was another score, and I said, yeah, okay, good pick there.
Dallas has the Eagles on December 10th.
Okay.
So Dallas has got a tough schedule.
Yep.
They got a couple of games right now.
Yep.
But they got the Seahawks. They got the Eagles again. They got your Buffalo Bills. They got the Miami Dolphins. They got the Lions. So they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row of tough games.
Yeah.
And that's the way the schedule falls this year because a lot of division games are very tough.
How about that game last night? Cincinnati, Buffalo.
Good game.
DeMar was in-house but wasn't active. He's only been active in one game so far this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Is he still injured or
he had
did
some
they
problems.
say? I never see why.
He's just had some problems. They said, I thought he said something with his knee.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's more injury related.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, nothing to do with his heart.
All right.
No, he got past the play, and it was nice that he went back last night to where it happened a year ago.
And again,
a lot of support.
Many kudos to the Cincinnati fan base that showed up with lots of love again for DeMar. I mean, that was really good to see. So that's
awesome.
A classy bunch of fans out there in Cincy.
Yeah, and the players, too, on the other side. All came up to him. They showed it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been very good, too. I mean, out there, commending everybody who helped him that evening.
Yeah, he said last night that the 10 first responders that were there, he set up college tuition grants in their name. Each one of them got their own name that he set that up. So
that's fantastic.
That was really kind of a nice gesture on his part too. Not a $100 million player,
No.
So I mean that's pretty huge for him to do.
Oh, that's great. Yep. I mean, again, anything like that. And like I said, he values life. Going through what he went, he talked about it because I didn't know if I was going to be able to be around.
Yep.
A year later, let alone playing, which is crazy.
Sure.
But thank God to those doctors who acted quickly.
Want to give a prize away?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we have a 4-pack of one-day passes to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, including a parking pass, and that really matters. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. We're going to play He Said, She Said. Not only are you winning a 4-pack of one-day passes to Busch Gardens, not only does it include a parking pass, we have a $50 gift card to Brews Rooms that we're throwing in on top of this whole thing. So this is one heck of a package right now. Give us a call, 877-927-6969. I see the phone lines are blowing up. I'm going to get some people lined up, and we'll get going here in a minute.
Tonight you got Monday Night Football. Chargers are playing the Jets, and the Jets are home. And the Chargers, thank you, DraftKings, are giving 3.5 points. Traditionally on a Monday night, you take a home team getting points. Last time that happened a couple weeks ago with the Vikings. And they ended up winning the game outright against San Fran. So that's a little bit of an old business thing with sports betting. If you get a home team and they're getting points to bet on them, especially on Monday Night Football. So we'll see how the Jets do tonight. Want to thank everybody at Strike Cigar Lounge for coming out Friday for Greek Gridiron, another edition. Also our contestant, Jason from Wellington, thank you for showing up and driving down there. Strikes also celebrated their 2-year anniversary Saturday night. They had a disco party, and a lot of people were involved, and a lot of people got dressed up. Which was great to see. But yeah, I had a good time at Strikes on Friday. Always appreciate being down there. It's a great place to watch a game on the patio or inside. Either way, You don't have to smoke cigars. Just hang out with your friends, have a drink, cappuccino, maybe a glass of wine, and just enjoy South Florida, especially this time of year where the weather is beautiful. You cannot beat the weather right now in South Florida. It is November, in case you missed the first couple of days of this month. But remember, the one good thing is that we are giving away turkeys the 21st at Miller's Ale House. We'll tell you more as it get closer to 21st, Miller's Ale House in Jupiter on Center Street. And thank you, DiMartino Produce, who steps up every year fantastically and does a great job. Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and we are starting today's contest with Eric. Eric, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, Eric. How are you?
I'm terrific.
Eric, you ever been to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I love it up there.
Pretty nice place. Now, let's see if we can get a 4-pack of tickets for you to go up there with a parking pass and a $50 gift card to Brews Room. All you got to do is tell me, did Greek say this line, did I say this line, or did Franny say this line? We call this He Said, She Said after I read you this quote. Okay, buddy?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here is your quote. Let's find a good one for you. He's got a wad in his pants right now. He's got a wad in his pants right now. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
That's got to be a Greek term.
Unfortunately, that's not. That was Miss Francis, and it sounded like this.
Oh,
He's got a wad in his pants right now.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry about that, Eric. And next up, we have Dave on the line. Dave, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning,
What's
Dave.
up? How are you, Dave?
Hey, good. Greek, how are you?
I'm real good, buddy. How long you been listening to Real Radio?
I'm a 20-year listener every day.
Nice.
Nice. How about that, huh? Well, let's see if we can get you set up with a 4-pack of tickets to Busch Gardens, also with parking, and also a $50 gift card to Brews Room. I'm going to read you a quote, Dave. Just tell us, Greek, Franny, or me. Okay, bud?
Sure.
All right. Here is your quote. Let's meet later and we'll whack it out. Let's meet later and we'll whack it out. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
It sounds like something that comes from the Greek dictionary. I'm going to go with the Greek.
Yes.
There it is, buddy.
Whack it out.
And this is what it sounded like.
Let's meet later, and we'll whack it out.
Nice. All right. Great job, Dave. I'm going to put you on hold. If you'll hang tight for a couple of minutes, when we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we will get you set up with those with that 4-pack of tickets to Busch Gardens. All right, buddy?
I will. Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon.
All right. Thank you. How about that, huh?
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job. Again,
Sweet.
It's always tough when you hear those things because a lot of those quotes could be any of the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there's a word in there sometimes, a little tip for you that'd be like, man.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy
now
wouldn't
and
say
then.
that.
Every now and
Franny
then.
wouldn't say that. And maybe Greek would say that. Whack it out. Yeah, that's definitely me. Jimmy did get some questions over the weekend. Greek Angry Album 3, is there any word on that?
The damn union is fighting me on this one. I'm trying to get a date down on when this thing will be released. So no word yet, 100%. But
right.
I do believe, as far as the contract is concerned, it's still supposed to happen this year. So we got to keep your fingers crossed.
All right, Under Over, the new Fountain Blue is opening up in Vegas December 13th. We'll be on the Under Over.
Nice.
Nice tie-in. The new Fountain Blue is opening up December 13th. A buddy of mine's been working on it, construction. He just said it is going to be unbelievable. They've been working on that for a while. Anytime you open up a massive casino in Vegas has got so much going on right now.
Where do they put this? I mean, every time I look at a map, like with the sphere and everything, I started looking at the city itself a little bit more, and you see all videos with the highlights of the place. Now, where are they putting it?
Well, usually, they're knocking down Mirage, and the Hard Rock is going there.
Okay.
That's where the Hard Rock's going to go.
So they knock one down to put another one
Usually,
on.
yeah. It's not a great time to be in Vegas right now. As far as to be the scenes, you don't see any of the strip because they're getting ready for everything.
That race should be coming up, right?
Yeah, in 2 weeks,
in a couple weeks, right?
November 23rd, and they'll be happy when it's over.
Yeah,
because it has just destroyed everything. Our good friend Teddy Covers talks about it, where you can't travel down there. The fountains are gone. The Venetian, they have no more really. The gondola is really short. The walkways are covered. There's no way you could see that race unless you're buying a ticket.
Right. And now that's will come back afterward, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much a temporary setup.
Yep, it's just for the race.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know the amount of money. It's got to be 7 figures. Huge what they had to spend.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
For all the grandstands, but it's going to be November 23rd. Then right after that, obviously, you got the Super Bowl.
Yep, but it'll be 8+ figures that they bring in from it, so it's worthwhile.
Oh, I'm sure. They're not losing money. There's no way to lose money. And Vegas has got, they had the new, obviously, arena we talked about, which is something on everybody's bucket list. If you go out there, you got the new Fountain Blue opening up. You got the race. You got the Super Bowl. So many big things going on in Vegas right now.
Yeah, and the attractions that are already there.
Oh, forget
so,
it.
yeah, it's no surprise that that's just making business even better out there. 47142 is the text line. I have it open. I was reading that story about the dude with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And apparently Burlington is in Vermont, so that's where that happened. I mean, what else they got going up?
The Coke factory.
Yeah. So, and also I got an email in, huge ass. He wrote in, says, why not activate? So this is going back to having Brian Mudd in here from WJNO. We were talking about the Hard Rock, the app, and the sports gambling in Florida. And he wrote in saying, why not activate the app, set it up to where you can drive by, connect to their Wi-Fi, and place your wagers from, like maybe the parking lot instead of going in. Same as being on site, just asking. I guess it's a possibility. Just seems to me that that'd be quite a bit to just get people to come into a parking lot.
I don't think the app's going to be on in any capacity in the state of Florida.
Right.
So that's why it won't happen. Yeah. That's what we're being told. Because if it's not, then you're right. But, I mean, if you're going to go in the parking lot, what the frick is the difference?
Yeah, you're already there.
Yeah.
Walk inside, make your wager, and
walk out.
Leave if you're going to go to that extent.
He's probably thinking he could drive by and be in a little bit of an area like in New Jersey when you went on the GW and you went halfway across and then you were in New Jersey.
Same type of concept, right? As long as you're within shot of he's saying their Wi-Fi. To me, you got to be really close.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you would be able to pick up. You're at your house and your driveway is where you just barely start to pick it up.
Yeah, and the thing is, like we said, the app's not going to be on in Florida. Yeah. I mean, they're not putting it on. And they're not going to say, like, okay, if you come onto our grounds, because at that point, they want you to come in the casino.
Yeah, if you're there, they want you inside. They're not going to incentivize you to stay out of the casino.
Yeah. I mean, again, when you go in there, if whenever it happens, if you're betting sports, you have to have willpower, and a lot of people don't. You go by. That's why they got all those bells and whistles. You know what? You might play a couple of hands of blackjack or play some roulette or craps, and you're going to lose more money.
That's why the stores put on sales.
Yep.
It brings you in for one item and hoping that you'll buy many others.
And it is rare. I do it a lot. I've done it over the years at the track and sometimes in Vegas that you walk in and just place a bet and leave. Now, if that's your mindset and you have the ticket, you say, I'm going to come back tomorrow.
But that's somebody that lives very close by.
Yeah.
It's convenient for them to swing by on the way home from work type thing to cash that ticket in.
Yeah, because you don't want to drive 45 or 20 minutes and then park and go, I'm going to walk in and walk out.
But now, at least with the table games and everything, the roulette and the craps, I mean, that'll bring people in that are vacationers.
Sure.
They'll bring all that revenue in as well. It's not just going to benefit Florida residents that are nearby that go there, but of course, the tourism that comes into the state.
Oh, it's going to, like I said, it'll impact Vegas. I mean, it definitely will because people for years always said that, well, they don't have table games. Now they do.
Yep.
And we have the beautiful weather.
Yep.
And you're close to South Beach and all the beaches.
Yep.
And obviously they have a beautiful property.
So
they're fine.
Yep.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. Don't forget tonight, Monday Night Football. You got the Jets and the Chargers. We're going to come back with some fun facts and so much more on the Penthouse on a Monday on Real Radio 92.1. We'll be back.
What's a Real Radio podcast? It's Real Radio on demand. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com. Yeah, it might be fall, and some people are all about pumpkin spice and dead leaves. But we know all you care about is football season.
That's why Real Radio wants to hook you up with $1,000 in Red Zone revenue.
Go to an away game, buy some new jerseys, or gamble it all away.
I like this kind of party.
We don't care what you do with it.
We've got 13 shots per day to score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Listen for the keyword, then enter it at realradio921.com, and you could score $1,000.
Score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Good luck from Real Real Radio.
Red Zone Revenue is sponsored by Filter by HVAC Solutions, residential HVAC and indoor air quality services for every AC need. Now offering free emergency service for Real Radio listeners. Dial pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. You'll receive a one-time auto-dialed text message. That's pound 250, keyword stay cool.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
No big tie-ups being reported along 95, or really any minor ones either, as far as 95 in Palm Beach County is concerned. You have a 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA Boulevard right now, either direction, and the Turnpike is running pretty smoothly as well. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think of Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's always Monroe's of Palm Beach. And on Fridays, it's Fantasy Fridays. They bring your fantasy to life, only at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Make sure you step in and enjoy yourself with a great time, and it makes a good night a great night. There's only one place, Monroe's of Palm Beach. If you're chasing tail, that's where you should be chasing. Get over to Monroe's tonight. Pigs.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Charlie's this Saturday for our next Coors Light watch party of the season as Florida takes on LSU. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Coors Light during all live college games. Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Gainesville. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Benillo's Fiberglass, where quality meets craftsmanship. Whether it's boats, cars, trucks, motorcycles, jet skis, or any watercraft, Benillo's Fiberglass delivers. Body fabrication, body restoration, fiberglass repair, custom-built race cars, custom car kits, mold fabrication. They do it all. Award-winning quality. Benillo's Fiberglass. Visit benillosfiberglass.com. That's P-I-N-I-L-L-O-S Fiberglass.com. And tell them the Brian Mudd sent you.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. To the rescue this year. The Hess truck's here.
It's the Hess police truck and cruiser with sirens, lights, wheelie action, and battering ram. Free shipping and batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take one pill each morning and zero heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
John Mellencamp is going to ROCK in 2024. And if you listen here with the free iHeartRadio app, you and a guest could be on your way to see him with VIP access to one of America's iconic rockers. We'll get you to a Mellencamp tour stop and put you up for 2 nights with front row seats, a backstage pass to meet John, and you'll walk away with a signed art book and a nice bag of treats. For a chance to win this iHeartRadio once-in-a-lifetime experience, listen to this station on the free iHeartRadio app.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Mona Lesky for CBS 12 News. It's a nice day on this Monday. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s as we move through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies with a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Low humidity, so a very comfortable day. But we'll see more humidity beginning to move in tomorrow, so it gets a little muggier out there for Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the 80s for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Access medical marijuana legally with the medical marijuana doctor. Meet with a physician. Get your card. You might even qualify for edibles. See if you qualify at mmjhealth.com. It takes less than 1 minute to find out. That's mmjhealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
If an argument leads to your wife saying, "Do we need couples therapy?" Don't say, "No, only you need therapy."
Oh my God.
Okay, there you go. A little tippy tip.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword WIN at realradio921.com. That's WIN. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. Thanks for always tuning into Real Radio. Always appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you had a good weekend. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. I think we have somebody on hold.
We do. We have our buddy Chris on the line. Chris, welcome to the Penthouse.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Good Monday for us. How you doing?
Doing good, Chris. How are you? Getting ready for the big JETS game tonight?
Yes. Hopefully we can capitalize on the 3 losses. It would really help us out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game at MetLife. Now, don't you have tickets for the Jets? I remember. Did it come already or not yet?
No. That's December 2nd, 3rd. It's the Falcons.
Okay, cool. Well, that'd be a good game to go up there. You can even see the tree.
Yeah. Well, probably maybe. I don't know if we're going to go into the city, but
yeah.
And then because we're supposed to have lunch with a bunch of the old bus driver guys that I used to work with.
Oh, that's fun.
And my son's my son will come with us, and then the game is on Sunday, and then we fly back Monday, and then we have tickets for the 17th here when they play the Dolphins.
Oh, wow. So you're going to get a lot of some football in you. You're going to obviously see the Jets. And then, obviously, after that, you come down here and see what they play down here in Miami, which is cool. They both play on Black Friday, too, this year. First game ever the day after Thanksgiving. The NFL is now going into that. It used to be a college football day, Black Friday, but now the NFL will take over. I think that game is at 3 o'clock. We might be doing a show live. We're going to see at Strike Cigar Lounge. But yeah, Jets and Giants up at MetLife on that Friday. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, are they playing the Giants on Black Friday?
I mean, the Jets are playing Dolphins. Excuse me.
Oh, Dolphins. Oh, yeah. So, and that's crazy because it's the only Friday game. Because Thursday, Thanksgiving, they always have the 3 games.
Yeah, they got Dallas, and then Detroit. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think Rodgers does come back this year? He has shown so far a huge turnaround, and he's at the games. He'll be at the game again tonight. Do you think there's a chance he actually plays next year?
This year.
This year, excuse me.
Listen to one of the listen to what I read in a blog that it's actually all a conspiracy.
Oh God.
But listen. So when they went out to California to visit him, he said, "Get me the hell out of here, and we'll work it out." So they sign him. They sign him to this big contract.
Yeah.
Then he renegotiates the contract for a lot less money.
Yeah.
To obviously help the Jets out with salary cap, but bring other guys in.
Mm-hmm.
Now he gets hurt the first week, so he doesn't make 70% of the snaps. Wink, wink, and the Jets don't have to give up that first rounder. Then no one. You're a sports guy forever. No one has come back the same year from an Achilles in operation. So he comes back. He doesn't do 70% of the snaps for the season. The Jets keep their first rounder, and they go on to whatever. And it was all. They said it was all a big plan. But,
get the hell out of here with that. Who's telling you this? You're reading blogs? You're reading what on the internet? Yeah, he's going to go and be out. He's going to be out all these weeks and not play. And as a conspiracy, should the Jets keep a first rounder?
Yeah, and the less money. And they renegotiated less money. Now, like I said, it's only something I read.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I personally, even though Aaron Rodgers is who he is,
yeah,
if the kid gets us there, okay,
yeah,
I don't think it's fair that you pull him out and put Rodgers back in.
Life's not fair.
Even though he is who he is.
Yeah, I don't put Zach Wilson. I don't care if Zach Wilson. No way, not over Aaron Rodgers. That's just my opinion. I mean, Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson's like the Kardashians' mom to one of the girls. No way. Zach Williams, he sucks. He's not good at all. They're lucky to have had a great defense. We'll see tonight when he's going against a big offense like the Chargers.
Not a great analogy. The mom's not too bad.
No, she's not bad. She's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. You're right. You're right, Jimmy. I'm sorry. You're right. I take that back if you're listening, Kim. Chris, whatever her name is. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. No, if he gets you there. I mean, if the Jets get into playoffs, it's also because other teams like Buffalo are not having a good season. They got 4 losses and some other thing. I don't think the Jets make the playoffs no matter what. I think when the dust settles, the Jets don't. But we'll see. Tonight's a big game. If they can win home, it puts them in a very good spot.
It's 3.5. What do you think? I always honor your opinion because you're pretty much, I'm just a Jet fan, but you're pretty much right on the whole ball of wax.
If I was great, I wouldn't be here. Believe me when I tell you, I'd be in Monte Carlo right now at a beach club with a pina colada and 3 brunettes saying, "Hey, G-Man." I mean, the Monday nights, traditionally, they tell you bet the home team getting points. The Jets are getting 3.5. A couple weeks ago, Minnesota was getting a lot from the Niners. But those are the tough bets to make because your opinion and your heart tells you know what? The Chargers should smack them. But the Jets may be a good pick. But if I picked the Chargers in Greek Gridiron, and I'm having a great week. So, I don't know if I would go past it. That's it. But, I mean, they have a good defense. There's no doubt about it. The defense keeps them close. And they got to run the ball. Right. They got to definitely run the ball, but we'll see. But I don't. The conspiracy theory, I'm going to put holes in that cheese. It'll be Swiss cheese. I'm not buying that Rodgers got hurt and 70%, and he wasn't going to play. I don't think he was going to come here and be out for 4 months. I just think that's crazy. But some of the stuff.
Said, it's just something I read. I was just throwing it out there. It was just something.
No, I know. And there's a lot of stuff that's on the internet. Jimmy talks about it for years. You believe everything that's on the internet. I just don't see it. I don't see where the Jets and him were like, hey, you know what we're going to do? And he's going to come back. But, crazier things have happened. But I know the Jets are having a good season based on what they've had so far, and tonight would be a big win. I know they wish they beat the Patriots that time, but, that first night when they beat Buffalo, that was a gift because that was a night they shouldn't have won. Rodgers went down the first quarter, and you know what? That was a night where Josh Allen did not play good.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagle game too.
I mean, come on. That was like, oof.
But you get games like that during the season. You know what I mean? There's games you should win, and there's games you should lose. It just happens. You know what I mean? But you're always going to remember the games you get screwed, just like your love life. You always remember the person who screws you over the most.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Truth.
That's facts. All right, Chris, you're the best, baby. Let us know how that big lunch goes with all the bus drivers in New York. I'm sure that'll be pretty interesting, all you guys getting together. And obviously, we'll talk to you before you go up to New York. Bring a scarf.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Talk to you soon, guys. Love you.
I love you, too.
Take care, Chris.
Gobble, gobble. Jimmy, do you have any fun facts?
Sure do.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts.
Yep, it wouldn't be a day without some fun facts. Today is National Nachos Day, so we're going to have fun facts about Greek flags. We're going to have fun facts about nachos. Got a short list, but that's all right. We'll still have some fun with this. Nachos were actually invented in Mexico, but it was very close. The wives of U.S. soldiers who were stationed at a nearby fort were in Mexico on a shopping trip and arrived at a restaurant after they closed. The maitre d' whipped them up, you guessed it, some nachos. That was in 1943.
Whipped them up.
Whipped them up. Nachos were named after the guy who made it, right? So that maitre d', his name was Ignacio Nacho Anana.
Wow. That must be weird on an American Express card.
Anna, that's it. But his middle name, I guess, was Nacho. So that's why nachos are named nachos.
We'll call him Joey Nacho if we're following at home.
The recipe, his first name's good. Ignacio. I like that. That's
pretty
a pretty
cool.
nice name. The recipe for the original nachos was very simple. It only included freshly fried tortilla chips, shredded cheese, and sliced pickled jalapenos. That's it. No beans, no meat, nothing like that. We Americanized it by adding those things. Tortilla chips, the foundation of nachos, of course, were popularized in the United States, not Mexico. Although the idea of the tortilla chip existed in Mexico and at restaurants in the U.S. at the time, they got legs as a packaged product in Los Angeles. Nachos were almost trademarked, although Mr. Nacho himself, Ignacio, never tried to copyright the recipe. His son contacted a lawyer in 1960 to try it, and unfortunately, since 2 decades have gone by, he wasn't able to do so.
So he got screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And Nacho didn't break good for him on that one.
Here's one you're going to love. Ballpark nachos rose to fame in the 1970s when NFL sportscaster Howard Cosell couldn't stop talking about him.
Really?
Supposedly, the first iteration of ballpark nachos, the kind with the cheesy sauce that we all know and love, was created in 1976 by Frank Liberto and served at Arlington Stadium in Texas. Cosell got a hold of them a couple of years later during a Baltimore Colts and a Dallas Cowboys game, and the rest is history.
Wow.
He couldn't stop talking about him. He's the greatest things in the world.
And he was huge at that time.
Sure, yeah, in the 70s, mid-70s, like that, yeah. And finally, your fun facts about nachos. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the largest nacho ever made was at the University of Kansas Stadium. It took 80 people to assemble 860 pounds of nacho cheese, 860 pounds of beef, 1,200 pounds of beans, 315 pounds of jalapenos, and 600 pounds of tortilla chips. That's a big nacho. And that is some fun facts about nachos.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. We do Fun Facts once a day by Frances. Frances is out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. Jimmy stepped in and did a great job as always. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. We were calling about the time change. If you had an opinion about it, or you yay or nay, or do you think it should just be, hey, one time, that's it. Just keep it the same time all year long, and that'd be great. You can give us a call on that, or if you did something this weekend, or you're a Dolphin fan, how do you feel after yesterday? Again, the Dolphins did not beat a team with a winning record. So people are now saying again the Dolphins can't beat anybody with a winning record. Do you have an opinion on that? And do you think the Dolphins will make the playoffs? You can call us. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
I did notice that this was 7. Was this week 8 or 9?
9, I believe.
I think it was 9. Yeah, because some people had like a 7-2 record. Okay, so or 7-1 record. So week 9, and they've already started the playoff picture.
The playoff. Yeah.
So as of right now, who's out of it? Houston.
That's about
it.
Houston actually won yesterday, so they're not out of it.
Good game.
Oh, yeah, very good game.
Good game.
Back and forth. Both teams went down the field with like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield threw a touchdown, and they came back Houston with like 37 seconds.
Yeah.
Which always blows the mind of anybody watching a game because they're like, why don't they do this all during the game?
Well, there's two giant plays, right? Yeah. And I don't know about you, but it seems to me like it's getting worse and worse with these pass interference plays.
Yeah, a lot of
there was one yesterday where he barely touched the guy, and it wasn't even a hold. He didn't even grab a jersey, and he got called for it. And again, that's a big penalty. It's not just a 5-yard, 10-yarder. It's a spot foul, so it's going to give you usually big yardage. And I hate that. That's my own personal take on it.
It happened in the Dallas game yesterday. Dallas had the ball at the end of the game, and they threw like a 45-yard pass, and all of a sudden they're at the 50. Mm-hmm. So it does happen. Yeah. And then the holding penalties on the defensive backs and safeties are a lot. And then the roughing and passer. People talk about that. There was a couple yesterday that were really just people could not believe it. But it's the referee's decision at that moment, at that second, and he makes it.
That's a good point. I forgot about that roughing the passer one. It was really bad. Again, he barely got a hand on the guy, you know.
And,
and they make and what gets me about it is you can see that they make such an effort not to hit the quarterback. Yeah, they really do, and they're still getting called on.
Well, they know. I mean, they hear it all week. They hear it on the sidelines. They hear by their coaches. Don't do a late hit. It's not worth it. And it's tough a lot of times when the quarterback's scrambling because a lot of times you let him go, you don't want to hit him, and all of a sudden he gets a couple more yards, he gets a first down. And then the other thing the quarterbacks will all do is they get it from Mahomes. They put the ball in front, and surprised nobody knocks that down. Philadelphia yesterday in the game, again, 3 times did that play. They were 3 times successful.
The push,
They can't stop that. Mm-hmm. I think that will be addressed in the offseason. But, there's some crazy things.
Do they have the strongest offensive line in football right now or what? I mean, because they're the ones that really make that happen. Now, Hurts is obviously a big dude, super strong. Oh, yeah. He gets another big, strong dude behind him, and it'll just push that. But that offensive line, there's no doubt. If they're 4th and inches, they're going to make it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they said yesterday, all they got to do is get 8 yards because the last 4th down, they'll get to 2. Hurts bench press is like 620 leg press. He's huge. It's something that nobody can stop so far. And I mean, some people think it's not right. We'll see. I'm sure they're going to address it in the offseason.
Now, you've shown displeasure for it. Is it just because it's automatic for them or?
If I have the Eagles, it's fine. If I don't, I hate it. No.
So it's simply the personal?
I don't think they should do it. It reminds me of rugby. I don't think you should be able to push players. I just don't. That's just my opinion.
So you mean you don't think that somebody should be able to be behind Jalen, let's say, and push him forward?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think push should be allowed.
Okay. Even though any team could do that. I mean, that's obviously not a thing. Okay. I'm just curious.
Well, the thing is that most teams, a high percentage, can't do it because they don't have the offensive line. Philly does because the league is a copycat league. And years ago, we saw it with, for a while, was a year and a half or whatever, everybody went to the Wildcat because a lot of teams were doing it, being successful. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it stopped.
Well, I think New England figured out a way to combat it, and then that was it.
Yeah, Miami started up in New England, and everybody started doing it. You see it once in a while now, rare, but you still see it. But this, I mean, you have a perfect quarterback who's huge. You got an offensive line that's one of the best in the NFL, and they're big, and it works out.
Yeah, and the quarterback, I mean, it's basically a quarterback sneak with a little push behind you, and that's been going on for years.
Yeah, but I mean, they might in the offseason. They might address it and say, you know what, we're not doing this anymore.
Well, you hear there's more chatter about it, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they do address it. I mean, even if they don't change it, at least it'll be brought up.
Well, because they feel like it gives Philadelphia such a big advantage.
Right.
And they're like 90-something% right. I mean, every time they do it. Yesterday, 3-4 times.
Yeah.
So people feel like, they only have to get 8 yards, and they'll get the first down. And it's also tough to see where the spot actually is. And the pile of 20 guys, where the hell do you actually know where the ball is?
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's why I'm surprised that maybe with that, they also address the idea of putting and activating it within the rules, a chip in the football.
Yeah.
That's something that's also been talked about.
I'm sure they'll
more
do
and
it
more.
eventually. Yeah, I'm sure they do. The NFL is always ahead of everything.
That's
I'm sure.
because they want to get, quote unquote, the calls right, even though a lot of the other calls have been kind of a little flaky this year.
Every
to say the
year, I
least.
mean, I don't think you're ever going to have a game that's perfectly called. They're going to miss plays. They're going to miss, you see replays, guys holding face masks. They're not missing them on purpose. They just don't see them.
Yeah.
Just like a fight on the field. You always you see the second guy retaliates, not the first guy.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
It happened yesterday in the
Yep.
Dallas game
Yep.
with the safety. He got hit, then he pushed back, and the ref sees it. So, I mean, you know, it does happen. So, I don't know. I just think that, like I said, they'll look into it. But for Philadelphia right now, it's working.
Yeah.
And
I think those goal line pushes is where they really need it. Mostly. But, again, if you got a 4th and inches and
you're going to
he's
get
getting in there, trying to get that ball punched across that line, having a chip in there, I don't know. I don't see how that hurts the game.
Yeah.
It only helps the refs get it correct.
Oh, at the end of the Philadelphia game yesterday in Dallas had his touchdown. They showed the replay, and the guy's knee touched like a half an inch off.
Oh, yeah.
And they called it back.
Yep.
I mean, so, you do see that. That call could have went either way, but, they want all the best technology.
They called it a touchdown. When you saw the replay, it was clear his knee was down before the ball crossed.
By an inch.
Because his body was twisted into the field, not into the end zone. So, yeah, I know the exact play that you're talking about, yeah.
And that's why when you're betting on sports, it could give you a heart attack. Because you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, you know what won't give you a heart attack is iHeart's Tastings. That's a food, wine, craft beer, and music event that's going on this Saturday, and we want to see you there. All three of us here from the Penthouse are going to be there. And Tastings is this Saturday, like I said, at Tanger Outlets. VIP tickets are available for $40 online only. A limited number of tickets are available, so go grab them. General admission tickets are available as well for $25. But if you get the VIP tickets, you get in an hour early before anybody else, so you get that little special VIP treatment. There's going to be great places there, like Chicago Hot Dogs is going to have a place. BJ's Restaurant and Brew House is a great place. They're right in front of there too.
Okay.
Their actual restaurant. So, and I've been there many times. Great steak there. Rita's Water and Ice is also going to be there. Of course, wine, craft beer, and spirit samples will also be there by Hopportunities Brewing. How about that? There's a name that somebody got right. Jupiter Rum Company will be there. Perfect Vodka, Ace Cider, just to name a few of the the vendors that'll be there that you can enjoy and get a sample of what they have to offer out there. It's a great place for these small companies to get the show and highlight what they have to offer. We just had Rebecca and Jeremy here from Hurricane Stockside, and we got to sample some of their great food too. So go to pbtastings.com for your tickets right now.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. I hope you guys are having a good day, had a good weekend, the first weekend in November. And before you know it, it'll be gobble gobble time. We are bringing back the turkey hotline. So you guys need any help with your turkey to cook it, I will be here to help you. I'm always here to help a hand, especially when it comes to the kitchen. Right. I can't even change my microwave clock. So we'll be here to do that on the 21st. We are giving away turkeys at Miller's Ale House in Jupiter. We're excited about that with DiMartino Produce. And the turkey hotline will probably be the week of Thanksgiving. We'll kick that off to you. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Jimmy, want to go to break? Or
Yep.
Okay.
It's break time.
All right, we'll go to break. We'll come back. Got a couple people on hold. We'll get to you guys. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Crash in West Palm. This is southbound 95 on the exit ramp to Belvedere Road, and that exit ramp is blocked. It's going to cause you some backups there. Use Okeechobee Boulevard or Southern as your alternates. Turnpike northbound to Crash, and this is in Palm Beach Gardens, mile marker 113. No lanes are blocked right now, but it could be a little slow. Turnpike northbound, just north of Southern, a crash in the area as well. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. This week we take you to the front lines of our southern border.
Hear inside stories of agents risking their lives, vicious traffickers, and the human suffering that they cause.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When Freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's always Monroe's of Palm Beach. And on Fridays, it's Fantasy Fridays. They bring your fantasy to life only at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Make sure you step in and enjoy yourself with a great time, and it makes a good night a great night. There's only one place, Monroe's of Palm Beach. If you're chasing tail, that's where you should be chasing. Get over to Monroe's tonight. Peace.
Listen up, this is so easy. Do you want the most money for your used car? Do you want a hassle-free process? Of course you do. Give Me the VIN is A+ rated by the BBB. That's Better Business Bureau, baby, and thousands of online reviews. Give Me the VIN will beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Get the most money for your used car right now at GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's best interests first. In other words, your interests over our own. My name is Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and as a fiduciary, we must choose the best investment product available and have reasonable basis for that advice. Most financial professionals are simply paid a commission for selling you a product. Trajan Wealth is fee only, which means we're paid a low, flat fee, and that gives us incentive to grow your portfolio because our interests are aligned. If you're working with someone who is more interested in selling you a product or seems more interested in making a quick commission, then call me, Jeff Jr., and our team of fiduciaries at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take one pill each morning and zero heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Hayes the Greek has a brand new AC for free sound. It's for real. My friends at Filterback HVAC Solutions are giving away a new AC, and all you have to do is register before the end of November. I've told you they will keep your house cool and your family breathing fresh air. And now they want to give away a new AC, completely free. All you have to do is register. No purchase required or any obligation. Just head over to filterbyhvacsolutions.com. That's filterbyhvacsolutions.com. Or just as easy as dial pound 250 from your cell and say, stay cool. That's pound 250 and say, stay cool. You have the option for a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. That's pound 250, stay cool. No purchase necessary. Open to all legal residents 18 plus for a select Florida zip codes. Sweepstakes ends November 30th, 2023. For official rules, visit newacrules.sweetpea.com. Free AC? That's awesome, baby.
Get the best new deals all month long when you shop Black Friday every day at Lowe's. Get a Craftsman V20 drill kit or impact driver kit for just $59. Valid through 11/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Real Radio weather.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a nice day on this Monday. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s as we move through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies with a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Low humidity, so a very comfortable day. But we'll see more humidity beginning to move in tomorrow, so it gets a little muggier out there for Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the 80s for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Monday on Real Radio 921. Thanks for always tuning in. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and Arizona. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
And Francis is out. Should be with us tomorrow. When you talk of pillars of society, this is a man who steps up right in my mind every time. This is an icon joining the radio show right now. Jimmy, who do we have?
We have Jorge checking in with us. Hey, Jorge, what's going on, you icon, you?
Howdy.
What is up? What do you think of that introduction? You feel good about it now? You feel like you're 7 feet tall?
Oh, yeah, blowing smoke, buddy. I get it all the time. Yeah.
Really?
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
If you're going to lie to me, lie to me. I mean, that's what it all works out to.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I was rooting for the Dolphins yesterday.
Why?
Because he doesn't like Mahomes.
Because,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Dolphins. Yep. I never cared for Mahomes, even when he played that character on Roseanne's show there, Darlene. I never liked him then either.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
I never knew that.
How about that?
I follow sports. I never heard that.
Yeah, his acting chops, huh?
That's unbelievable.
That's quite a while ago.
Now, what's going on with...
He's aged great.
Yeah. What's going on with you and Taylor Swift? I know you guys in constant contact with each other every week.
She's still blowing your phone up?
What was that?
She says Taylor Swift's still blowing your phone up. You can't get rid of her, huh?
No. She's too bubblegum for me, buddy.
I heard she said it's the one place she wanted to put on her tour, Vero.
Yeah.
She said next time, though, she's penciling it in if you bring her out on stage.
What's the big venue up there? Vero Bowl? She could put a show
His
on
house. Or his house, right in the backyard.
There you go.
Yeah, like Tony Bennett. Just hang out in the back, have a fountain,
Analyze this. So what's going on, Jorge?
Yeah. Yeah, not too much. I think Taylor Swift would look all right with one of those little Catholic girl outfits on, the skirts and all that.
Yeah.
Bend her over and give her a spanking,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're into. We don't judge here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Boy, what do you think of those Patriots, huh? Don't they suck, huh?
Again, as a Patriot fan, you had in life, just say, this is your life. You had 20 good years, and you've had a couple bad ones. I think anybody would take that. If everything's gone your way and then all of a sudden you have a couple years, can you really bitch? Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah.
But, it's just, it was time. I mean, you know what? They had 20 fantastic years with Brady. You guys you won 6 Super Bowls, went to 3 other ones. It's amazing.
Put on your GM cap, Jorge. What would you do in the offseason?
What would I do in the offseason?
Yeah, to get to turn things around for New England.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I'd still keep Belichick, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you need a quarterback. Okay. You need a couple playmakers. The defense is always good. But, the thing with the Patriots is, next year the Jets will be a different team with Rodgers coming back. The Dolphins will improve, and I think Buffalo will have a good season again. This year, Buffalo's been off, but I think that any team can be fixed. You see it in all sports. Teams turn around year by year. So they can change. Starts with draft picks, trades.
Yeah. Now, do you think that perhaps maybe Belichick has us all planned here?
For what?
Just winning a couple games and waiting for the pick,
I don't ever think that these guys tank games. I mean, at the end of the season, maybe they don't play players, but then the guys that are out there want to have good tape for themselves. And most of these guys play for the name on their back, not their helmet. I don't know. I don't think guys throw games. I just don't.
I don't either, because there's always incentives to play well, even as an individual, whether it's monetary or, Greek, says film to be able, which ends up equaling monetary. Belichick, if he has one bad season, does it mean a whole lot to his legacy, and does he care? And maybe not so much, but I think he wants to win, and I don't think, it matters who it's with. He wants to win. He wants W's. Would he tank for it? I don't know. I don't think so. But, hopefully they can get some, well, I don't know if hopefully, in my opinion, but, they'll turn it around. Belichick's good. He can find diamonds in the rough. They just haven't been few and far between the past couple of years. That's all.
And when they were good, a little bit different because you know what? Everybody was coming to them, too.
Yep.
And now it's a little bit harder. So we'll see what happens.
And Jones is not an elite quarterback.
No.
And if you don't have an elite quarterback in this league, you're not going to go very far.
Yeah.
Look at the teams that are doing well. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati. Allen in Buffalo. You got
Mahomes
in Kansas City. I mean, these are elite quarterbacks that are always elevate a team. And I'm not leaving anybody out on purpose, but Jalen Hurts, Herbert's probably the one, right? I mean, we kind of had higher expectations, and the Chargers just don't seem to be putting it together. But they always seem to be injury riddled out there.
Yeah, it's not him. I mean, he's had the best stats in 3 years, better than any other quarterback.
And now you're starting to see Miami do much better because Tua's doing much better. So, the better the quarterback, obviously that makes a difference. Jackson, Baltimore. I mean, you can keep going with them and the elite ones. But you got to have that. If that position isn't good, you're not going anywhere.
Yep. Good quarterback's like a good cook. You're not going to have good tasting food with a bad cook.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like anything else. I mean, it starts at the top, and I don't think Belichick in any shape or form wants to lose. And I'm sure it's keeping him up every single night.
Yep.
Because when you win for a long time, what you also get is the hate.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lakers did, the Celtics, they get it. You know that. Yankees. So when you're losing, everybody wants to take a shot at you, and, they do. You're not going to see in the near future anybody have a run like that team did over the last 20 years to be competitive and to be in, 9 Super Bowls. I mean, I'll say right now, next 50 years, Miami won't be in 9 Super Bowls. Not going to happen. It's not a knock. I'm not knocking. Being the chance of them being in 9 Super Bowls over 50 years, I would take the over/under. Unfortunately for me, I don't think I'll be here, so I can't cash the ticket. But maybe I'll leave it.
There you go. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it, buddy.
All right. And if you see Taylor Swift or you talk to her, tell her we said hi. We know you have a little bit of a, connection with her.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Love you, bro. Always good talking to you.
Bye-bye.
877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you want to get involved in the show, you definitely can. Jimmy, who do we have?
We have Evan on the line. Evan, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Evan.
How you doing, pal?
Doing well. Hey, you guys were talking about putting a chip in an NFL ball.
Jimmy was,
yeah.
Well, the USL did that this year, and they found out that that it was inaccurate up to 6 inches. So until they get that corrected, they're not going to use a chip in a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd probably have to put it on either end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, matter of fact, they were describing it this weekend.
Okay.
And that's what that's how I heard about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I think it was Collins or whoever was talking about it, and they said, no, until they get it straightened out. So, and about the push or what the Eagles call it now.
Yeah.
Did you watch when Swift ran for about 4 yards, and it was for a crucial fourth down,
Mm-hmm.
and he was almost stopped for 4 yards, and the other 10 offensive people, all the players, just basically almost picked them up.
Yeah.
And he pushed him for another 7 yards, and that's when I decided I don't want that. I think it should be abolished.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a little bit like rugby when you watch it. If you're an Eagle fan or you're betting on the Eagles, you like it. And they have said, the Eagles, the Eagles a couple of years ago started doing this, obviously on the other side. Now they're doing it at the 30. Like yesterday, they did it on their own 29, where if you don't make it, you're giving the ball right to the team, and you got a field goal already. But they're so confident that they'll make it. And, they also, people said, you know what, they only got to get 8 yards. And they can get 2 yards on that every time and get a first down.
Right.
They can't accurately measure where the freaking ball is because they don't know. And then what hurts, like sometimes you can get over somebody and get another yard or so. So it is an advantage, though I am sure that they will address it, I think, in the offseason. But for now, it's good.
Yeah, and matter of fact, because, I needed the Eagles to beat Dallas yesterday. And, so it was, even though they got it, I said, this is, I don't like this. I don't like this play anymore, no matter what.
If you're betting or rooting, the Eagles definitely have an advantage. Like I said, it keeps drives alive, which is big. Because a lot of times in the pros, the team's 4th and 1, they don't want to chance it. Because obviously they're going to lose the yard, not make it, and the team gets the ball. Right. They're like 90-something% chance. They're like, we'll just keep going. So, again, you really got to stop them 1st and 10 is not more 1st and 10 anymore for the Eagles. It's like 1st and 8 because they get 8 yards, they're going to go. And they showed that yesterday in, a big game against the Cowboys on the 30-yard line. They went on 4th down. It was 4th and 2 once, and they got it on their own 30. I mean, that is such an advantage if you don't get it that the team just blinks and, you know what, they're in the red zone. But they're so confident that they're going to keep doing it, they will. And you should thank me because I won Greek Gridiron again, and your odds keep getting better there, Evan.
I'm thanking the other guys, not you, because for their inaccuracy.
Well, you can thank whatever you want. I still went 5-1, so it doesn't matter what you think.
I just kidding you. And you were talking about Prescott. Remember when he was going for the 2-point play and his foot was out?
Yep.
But the play before that, or maybe a couple plays before that, when they're tight end,
it
looked like he was in the end zone and his knee was down. So that was just like you could put a credit card, between his knee and the.
That was different series. 2 different series. Because when Prescott ran.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was for the 2-point conversion.
Matter of inches, though. Is that what you mean, Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, again, it was a very good game yesterday with Dallas and Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly what the TV ratings love.
Oh my God, yeah. I would at 4 o'clock. I would say under over 29 million, and that's just a guess. Yeah. But yeah, they did great. It was a very exciting game, back and forth. Could have went either way, but when Prescott stepped on that thing, the line was basically Philly 3.5, and then they ended up winning by 5.
Yeah, I mean, because that affected one of the games we had yesterday.
Oh, you and I, or my caller?
Yeah, because for you, I wanted you to win. I want you to beat this idiot.
I went 5-1. He can't beat me. I mean, it's done. So I mean, again, I'll try to stay hot. I'm very hot right now. I don't know what the exact record is this year. I had it up to now. I think I wrote it down someplace, but I got it. But it's I think I'm 20 games over. Oh, here it is. 41, 18, and 2. So if I was betting
very
this,
good.
I'd be in fantastic. It's documented. This is what we do every week. Jimmy has it. So the odds are better for you. The more I keep winning, you might be the only winner.
I think that was his point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my point. Yep, that was my point. I appreciate it, and keep on kicking their ass for me.
All right, Evan. And again, you got somebody to go to Vegas with?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I want you to win, Jimmy. I want you to go. Evan, it'd be nice if you took Jimmy. I'll buy you a tank of gas. 877-927-6969. You can get involved with anything with the show.
Yep. Also, 47142. That is the text line. It is open. I'm reading them right now. Just start off that text with Real Radio. We got this one in. It says, keep the tush push. If you don't like it, tell your defense. Don't let them get to don't let them get to it. You know, I mean,
Stop it.
Stop them.
Yeah,
right?
like yeah. I mean,
and not just stop them, but don't let them get to a 4th and short.
Yeah.
You know, type of a
Yeah.
situation, or
where
even
they
a,
can use it.
even a 3rd and short. And that was from your buddy Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. Coming from the guy who weighs $145.
So, yes, the text line is open, 47142, to start off that text with Real Radio. Greek, how many holiday parties do you go to a year?
I varies.
Ballpark.
I'm going to say more years ago. I don't know, maybe 3, maybe 5.
Seems like it's kind of toned down since the pandemic, right? A lot of them went away, obviously, in 2020, and then slowly they've been coming back a little bit more. Before that, though, I would say it was a lot more, right? I mean, you were probably hitting, one a weekend at least.
Yeah. And if you're involved with somebody, then you go to their parties too.
Then there's that as well, right?
Yeah, because then if they have a work party, you go to theirs, they go to yours.
And I'm saying holiday parties, so that includes Thanksgiving and Christmas, or the Christmas season area time, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and the whole 9 yards. So what they found is Americans are going to go to about 10 or more gatherings this year, and that includes things like Thanksgiving, Christmas. One of the big things, Friendsgiving is another one. So you have Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then maybe that weekend you get together with a bunch of friends and have another turkey dinner. But the poll also found that a lot of us do more than one Thanksgiving or Christmas now. So that's how it goes to 10 or more. And, of course, with all the extra socializing. And, sometimes it can take its toll. Over half of us start craving some alone time within 4 hours of being around our extended family. Only 1 in 5 said within a 2-hour time period. So,
that's brutal.
When you get to a party, it's like you've been there for 4 hours. It's like, okay, I've had enough of these people and their relatives.
4 hours.
84% of us will travel for at least one holiday get-together this season, and 52% expect to take more trips this year than last year. I think, obviously, the traveling is just growing and growing. We're seeing it more and more, how they just, the flights are always booked and more people are traveling.
And that's part of the reason why they're having so many problems.
Yep.
I mean, they're another industry that does not have the staff. We talk about it.
Yep.
Whether it's on the plane, security, the planes, the delays.
Yep.
I mean, when you're traveling today, especially this time of year till New Year's, you got to figure it over the next 2 months that if you go there anywhere you're going on time, you're lucky. I mean, you really are.
Yep.
I mean, it's so packed. And I think also it's tough because I think people are crankier. They're in a rush. They want to get home. The best days to travel are never going to change. Christmas Day. I traveled a couple times on Christmas Day.
On the holiday itself.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, especially Christmas.
Yep.
Because everybody wants to be up. And buying, getting the gifts with each other and exchanging. And I traveled a couple times on Christmas from here up north, and I don't know, maybe there was 15, 20 people on a plane.
I believe it.
Because, and I would take an early flight, but there'd be nobody there. And of course, Santa Claus next to me.
And that's right in the sleigh, right?
Yeah, he's right there. He's right next to me. He's just always like puffed out. I'm like, dude, what'd you do all night?
Yeah.
What is any sleep?
It says cookies and eggnog.
Can't say no.
All that traveling adds up to a separate survey found over a third of travelers will fly somewhere in the next 2.5 months. And by mid-January, that average family expects to spend about $2,725 on travel alone. Just on travel, they're looking at about $2,700.
That's a lot.
$27.
And that's not when you get there spending.
Yeah. No, it's just travel.
Yeah.
It's travel.
So, man, you got to eat and lodging. I mean,
I think it just goes to show that they're expecting more and more travel this year.
Yeah.
Like it has been for the past couple.
Ever since COVID.
As more states have kind of loosened up the restrictions on travel. Of course, we had travel bans and everything going on. So We're still in it. We're still in the post-pandemic side of that, and you're seeing more and more of it. And although I don't think as many people enjoy the Christmas parties, we often talk about how that is on a decline, like at work, where a lot of people are asked, would you rather have a party or the cash? That question always comes up every year as far as work-related holiday parties.
Oh, I think most people would say the cash.
Yeah.
I think, and it depends what cash it is.
That's the trend we see, I think, more and more.
Yeah, I think if somebody said gift card or you want the cash in your pay, I think most people would, because most people, the company likes it because it's a, networking thing for people you work with.
Right.
I would think even more so now because still there's a percentage of people who work from home. But if you ask the average person, like, hey, you know what? Now, if I had a bash that was really super cool, and really nice, then I might be like, all right, I'll go to that. But if you have like an average party and you're like, what am I going to get?
Right.
Most people would probably say, give me the money.
Yep.
And I don't think people would feel bad about it.
Yep.
I don't think they would.
Yep. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah. I mean, if they said, hey, you want $200 or a Christmas party, I think most people say, give me the $200.
Sure.
Because what ends up happening in this stuff, and people don't want to admit it, but it is the truth, when you go to a Christmas party or any occasion for work, even if there's big meetings, you basically hang with who you are with already. So if you're not talking to Joe in accounting, you're not going to go to a Christmas party and be like, hey, Joe, what's up?
Yeah, it's the people that you're friendly with, you hang out with, your quote-unquote work friends.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the same thing. I think what they want to create and what happens are two different things. And I think most people just gravitate to the people they pal around with or know or have something in common. And maybe you'll meet somebody for the first time. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. But for the most part, you're sticking with your crew.
And we've seen times where, especially like a holiday party, where some companies will have assigned seating, and the purpose behind that is to get people that they know don't normally intermingle with each other at work, so to create that atmosphere.
Yeah.
But usually, what ends up happening is that splits up, very quickly in the party, and the groups get together, the cliques get together.
Of course, even like when you go to a wedding, they always say a lot of times, like, does anybody you want to sit with if they know somebody, because they want to put you with somebody you're familiar. Obviously, a wedding is different than a work function. But I do agree with you 100%. If you ask most people, hey, would you rather have a gift card or money in your pay or a Christmas party? I think most people would. Now, if it was a jam out party, like what? Then I think a lot of people might be like, all right, that's pretty cool. I might want to do that.
When's one of those parties?
Anytime soon. No.
I want to jam out and go, what?
Now, if you gave me an unlimited budget, I would blow your mind out and have a great party. But you can't. You just don't have it today.
Mushrooms?
No mushrooms.
How you blowing my mind out?
No drugs. But I would do it, big time. But again, if you don't have the cash to do it, you can only do what you can. And some people like it, some people don't. It's like everything else. But I think a higher percentage, I would say almost 70%, and I'm guessing, would probably say, give me the money before that. 877-927-6969. One of the good things that you might have around the holidays right now, that is, Jimmy took a picture today. I don't know if you're going to post it, but gas is below $3.
Yep. I paid $2.98 this morning for gas.
Woo!
Filling up the old car there.
I remember
across the road.
When COVID just started, I was at a Wawa, and there was, again, just COVID blew my mind. Like, there'd be no cars.
Yeah.
Just that. Like, you never saw that growing up. Obviously,
of us. The way the roads were, I don't even know how to describe it other than like in a apocalyptic type of a movie, right?
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden there's, zero cars, but there was, going to work, you see maybe like 10 other vehicles.
I remember getting gas. It was like
$1.
Yeah. It was crazy. But the greatest things were my buddies who lived in the city in L.A. and Vegas, and our buddy Drew Martin would send me videos, and he'd be walking down the strip, and there's nobody around.
Vegas. Seeing those videos of Vegas.
It was crazy.
That was wild.
And you would thought, I thought it was never going to come back.
No,
I really did.
No, especially Vegas.
And I thought we would never have people in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching sports. I was like, wow, you never have people in the stands. It shows you, better days ahead and a lot of things in life.
Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email address. We got this one in. Hugh's on a roll today. He sent another one in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, going back to the tush push, says, why is it legal for the offense to use the tush push, but the defense cannot when it's trying to block a field goal? In my house, if I can use the tush push when I'm on offense, I better accept it on defense as well.
Yeah, everybody's going to have an opinion. I mean, there's no doubt about it. In the field goals, you can't jump over the guy,
Right.
the line. They said that's illegal. But those are rules that the NFL has, and I think they might address it. And, the Super Bowl comes, and the Eagles are tied with somebody, say the Ravens, and it's 24-24, and they win on that, then you'll see it at the end of the game. Not for the Eagle fans, but if people bet on them, for anybody else. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. I hope you guys are having a good day. Beautiful weather out there. Enjoy it. We're going to come back with some Florida stories, and Jimmy's got a big relationship question. So much more on a Monday. Peace.
Got something to say? Text us at 47142. Start your message with Real Radio. Standard data and message rates apply, and don't text while driving.
Hayes the Greek and Jimmy from the Penthouse join us at Tanger Outlets Palm Beach for Tastings, the unlimited food, wine, craft beer, and music event.
Sample foods from some of Palm Beach's best restaurants all in one place. It's Tastings this Saturday at Tanger Outlets.
Unlimited samples, fine wine and craft beers, and live entertainment.
Get your advance tickets now for just $25 or take advantage of our VIP experience, getting you in an hour early.
Get all the details at pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com.
Tastings is driven by Brayman BMW, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter, and presented by FAMU's Mary. Visit mmeri.famu.edu. Mary, educate, learn, talk.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Got some loose gravel causing some trouble. It's on the Turnpike northbound right before Atlantic Avenue, so look for brake lights and merging vehicles through that area. I-95, though, is up to speed in both directions through Boca Raton, West Palm, and Palm Beach Gardens. That's a look at traffic. I'm Dennis Taylor.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
The green transition's a complete disaster with businesses bailing left and right. But who benefits from all this? I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hayes the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
A farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Hayes the Greek has a brand new AC for free sound. It's for real. My friends at Filterback HVAC Solutions are giving away a new AC, and all you have to do is register before the end of November. I've told you they will keep your house cool and your family breathing fresh air. And now they want to give away a new AC, completely free. All you have to do is register. No purchase required or any obligation. Just head over to filterbyhvacsolutions.com. That's filterbyhvacsolutions.com. Or just as easy as dial pound 250 from your cell and say, stay cool. That's pound 250 and say, stay cool. You have the option for a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. That's pound 250, stay cool. No purchase necessary. Open to all legal residents 18 plus for a select Florida zip codes. Sweepstakes ends November 30th, 2023. For official rules, visit newacrules.sweetpea.com. Free AC? That's awesome, baby.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take 1 pill each morning and 0 heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a nice day on this Monday. Temperatures will be in the low to mid-80s as we move through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies with a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Low humidity, so a very comfortable day. But we'll see more humidity beginning to move in tomorrow, so it gets a little muggier out there for Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the 80s for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Sunday NFL action saw the Chiefs hold on to beat Miami and Frankfurt, Germany 21-14. Josh Dobbs, who was just traded days ago, led the Vikings on a game-winning drive to beat the Falcons 31-28. The Browns shut out the Cardinals 27-0. Without Matthew Stafford, the Rams only scored 3 points, losing to the Packers 20-3. The Commanders snuck by the Patriots 20-17. The Saints beat the Bears 24-17. The Ravens dominated the Seahawks 37-3. CJ Stroud threw for 470 yards, and the Texans rallied to beat the Bucs 39-37. The Colts downed the Panthers 27-13. The Raiders rolled past the Giants 30-6 to give Antonio Pierce a win in his debut as interim coach. But the Giants may have lost quarterback Daniel Jones with an ACL tear. The Eagles just held on to beat the Cowboys in a wild one 28-23. And on Sunday Night Football, Joe Burrow threw for a season-high 348 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Cincinnati's defense forced 2 turnovers and held off the Bills 24-18. Monday Night Football tonight, Chargers-Jets at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best sports stations in the country and the most sports podcasts with the biggest personalities in the game on demand.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Yo, G-Man, it's Anthony. I'm working right now, so I can't call in to answer all your questions. But a guy who got no love this weekend, Joshua Dobbs. Gee, I'm not sure if you knew this, but he didn't have a single practice snap or throw a pass to any of the Vikings before Sunday. There was clips of him, doing practice snaps on the sideline, and he went against the 6th best defense in the NFL, and he won. If you look at his game log, that guy could throw the ball around. He's not getting no love, that guy. Let's go Charger.
You're listening to The Penthouse Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Jimmy, I did not hear the beginning. Do you know who he said? What quarterback?
The Vikings.
Oh, Dobbs.
Yeah.
Great game for him. I mean, he got traded from Arizona. And you're right. He's not getting a lot of love, but he did a great job, came in there and led them to a victory. Hats off to him. And thank you for the call, Anthony. You can always get involved with us. You can call us. You can text us. You can bring us some pizza. You could also, text us, call us, or email Jimmy. Any of those above. Franny's out today. It is a Monday. Jimmy's here, so he's going to pick up the slack, and he's going to do a couple Florida stories.
Florida. Did you say Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, a guy went into a got a post-Halloween scare. When he went into a thrift store, he saw a skull. Just thought it was with Halloween decorations. Might have been something like that. Nope, it was a real human skull. The shopper, who happened to be an anthropologist, noticed the skull in the Halloween section of a thrift store in North Fort Myers. And he did see it was a real human skull. Deputies responded to the store, had to check it out. Based on the observations of detectives on the scene, the skull is believed to be human, read a news release part. According to the store owner, the skull was located in a storage unit that was purchased years prior. I mean, years. This is a while ago, I guess they've been having it. The Lee County Sheriff's Office will work in conjunction with the District 21 Medical Examiner's Office to facilitate further testing to see if they can find out maybe who it was and all that. Mm-hmm. But they currently don't believe it to be suspicious. I don't know.
It's got to be somebody's.
Suspicious to me.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody's.
It was somebody's skull.
Yeah, at one point. I think there was a body attached to it at one point.
We got a Florida man. He's charged after being caught on camera, of course, because there's cameras everywhere, people, slashing 27 car tires in the Miami-Dade neighborhood, leaving neighbors stuck. Juan Pablo Ramos Nieto, 41, showed up in court where he was charged with 27 counts of criminal misdemeanor for each tire that he slashed. While in court, an official warned him that anything said could be used against him, but he decided to let his mouth start running wild. Ramos Nieto continued to blurt out that he was dealing with quote-unquote secret government influence and was told to act like a security guard at an airport. This guy's very incoherent. This isn't me flubbing. This is his actual quote. I was exposed to secret government information. I'm dealing with a federal case, and I'm being sabotaged. He went on to say, I'm being demonized. I warned the CIA that I am being demonized. That if I'm not that, if I continue being demonized, more like a government building is on fire that's unoccupied. Again, you can tell this is all broken. I mean, it doesn't. Sentences don't even make sense. So this guy's really whacked. Good work.
Thank you.
According to an arrest report obtained by the news, he caused over $6,000 in damages after slashing the tires with a knife. The report said he is also dealing with mental health issues. Well, I think we figured that one out. Surveillance footage shows Ramos Nieto walking through a neighborhood with a knife and puncturing tires. The arrest report also mentioned one neighbor claimed it was the second time that he was in the area doing this such. The judge set his bond at $10,000. And finally, I had one other high-speed chase story from earlier. Here's another one. A man from Florida was arrested after a high-speed chase with a semi-truck in Texas. Yeah, it happened in Texas, but he was a Florida dude, so that's why he fits in for What the Florida. Christopher John Lebowski of Ormano, Florida, was arrested for felony charges of evading and possession of a controlled substance after a 2.5-hour chase with a tractor trailer.
Choo-choo.
According to authorities, is that how they sound?
Choo-choo. No, that's just me.
The chase began in Montgomery County, Texas, when police responded to a report of reckless driving semi-truck. Montgomery County Sheriff's Office deputies joined the chase to assist. One said, I didn't know where to look at. Whether it was the driver, the 18-wheeler, the cops, everything was just moving so fast. One person told ABC that his family was almost hit head on by the truck when it sped up. The chase then passed through multiple counties, ended with the help of several additional Houston area agencies and tactical forces, including aviation units, which just means they've got helicopters, right? According to authorities, the suspect was forced to stop in Fort Bend County, Texas neighborhood. I saw one snippet of video of this thing cruising and making a turn. I don't know how the thing didn't flip over. But, it always blows me away. There was one the other day where a guy was running for cops. He was on a forklift.
Yeah.
Another time that we saw him, a Zamboni. Remember that story
that
from
was
some
crazy.
time ago? These things go 2 miles an hour. I don't know what they're thinking. Even a tractor trailer. I mean, I know some of them can get hauling when they get up to speed, but where are you going? You're not getting away from a cop with a semi.
What I don't understand, Eddie, all these stories.
And that is your What the Florida, by the way. We can end it there. And go ahead, Greek.
Thank you, Jimmy. Is why they don't put those tracks down. With the nails in them.
Yeah.
Why let it go 2.5 miles? And you know what? Your risk of somebody else getting hurt.
2.5 hours this thing was running from them. And the only thing that I can figure is any place that they would do it, there was other people around.
Okay.
So they don't want to cause an accident that's going to hurt, like if it runs into a business or something, you got to get it into a fairly open area where it won't do further damage. But I certainly understand your point, putting down the spike strips.
Yeah, because,
in order to
2.5
stop them.
hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time. Yeah. Time wasted. God forbid somebody else getting hurt.
Now, the one, like I said, that one small video that I saw of it going through, you wouldn't be able to do that in the area because it was too congested. There was too many businesses.
Sure.
It could possibly kill other people. So I understand that. But at some point in that 2.5 hours, there wasn't an open area where they could put down spike strips to stop that thing.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, a tractor trailer ain't going anywhere without rubber.
No. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. On the table today, always anything you want, but we had the time change. Maybe you were nay or good for it. You're like, I don't like it, or I do like it, or it's a pain in the ass. Let us know what your opinion is about that. You can get involved with that. Dolphins got beaten Germany. Are the Dolphins a real playoff team, or is that they are just good against bad teams? That's what the word is out right now in the NFL with the Dolphins.
So if you were to give your Super Bowl contenders right now, who would they be?
Definitely the Eagles and the NFC and the 49ers, and probably Dallas.
Okay.
In the AFC, I would have to go with the Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, and Dolphins are in the mix.
Right.
They're in the mix. But, yeah, definitely the Ravens, definitely the Bengals, and definitely the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would agree. Those are probably the 6 best teams right now in the NFL.
Yeah, but again, it changes week by week. Injuries. I mean, it just came over the wild that the Giants lost their quarterback, Daniel Jones, ACL. He's out for the season now after he was hurt 4 weeks, and he got that big $160 million contract.
Yeah.
So he's gone. So both New York teams lost their quarterback.
Well, you talk about the Jones brothers, as I'll call them, between New England and the Giants, right? I mean, so those guys are both, one gets a really super big deal, and the other one, well, I guess they could get rid of Mac, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with him. It's not good for him. But yesterday, the Giants.
I mean, Daniel's not going anywhere, right? They just gave him a huge contract. They're not going to. Giants aren't going to get rid of Daniel Jones.
No, nobody's going to want him.
Yeah.
And plus, now he's injured.
Yeah.
So, and if anybody picks him up, they got to pick up that contract.
Yep.
Because a lot of it was guaranteed. I don't know the amount off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't have anything in front of me. I'm guessing like 115.
Now, Mac doesn't have a huge contract with New England, right? I mean, they could probably get rid of him.
Yeah, somebody will pick him up as a backup.
Yeah.
I mean, again, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, these guys, it changes week to week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the NFL and the injuries, and I think they said yesterday there was 8 backups that started.
Yep.
That's a ton out of 32 teams.
And what gets me is they keep making more and more and more and more rules that are supposed to protect these players from getting hurt, and it just seems like that every year it's the same thing. The guys get hurt. It's the knees, it's the ACLs, it's everything down below there.
Yep.
It's the nature of the game.
Well, it's also the position. You know, you're getting hit. I mean, when you got the ball in your hand every play.
Yep.
When you're out there, so it is one of those situations.
Big scare with Hurts, no pun intended. I mean, he took a shot to the knee and looked like he barely got off the field, and then boom, he was right back. So
yeah, he had weird cleats on yesterday. Weird cleats, like a tannish color. I don't know if you saw him high tops.
I didn't notice that. No.
Yeah, they were weird color. Yeah, Hurts is a big boy though. I mean, who knows? You know, today he could come out 4 o'clock today, and they could say there's damage. Because he got hit really tough. He was out for a play, and then he came back and running it. He's got a great arm. He's a stud. He really is. In college, you know what? He got benched for Tua. Went to Oklahoma, had an okay season. People were not comfortable with him or confident with him, but he's had a great career so far.
That Sunday night game between the Eagles and the Dolphins, boy, they certainly highlighted that, a lot too, them in Alabama together. And apparently they didn't care for each other in Alabama.
That I don't know. I know in a couple weeks you're going to get a repeat of the Super Bowl. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks. The Eagles play the Chiefs at night.
There you go.
That's going to be a great game.
That'll be a big good. It should be. That should be a good game.
Yeah, it definitely should be. But you never know. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. You can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. All is on the board. If you guys want to get involved and give us a call on anything you want. We were talking about the clocks earlier. And also gas prices a little bit lower, which is great. Below $3. I have not seen that in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are excited about it.
Yep.
I know when I went yesterday, I was like, ooh, wow, $3.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know what I've been finding too lately is gas prices down here in Palm Beach County have been a little less expensive than St. Lucie, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, prices are up maybe a nickel, a dime more up there. Not a tremendous amount, but, it always kind of surprised me because I always thought the taxes were higher down here, but apparently not. That's why I usually buy down here at the one across the street from
I was going to
us
say,
here.
keep getting it down here.
Yeah, I will.
There's a place on North Lake that I go once in a while on Saturdays for the locker room. I go to the Green Turtle every week.
Oh, right.
And I get my car, and then I go over there, and he was $290.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow. It's amazing. Like I said, if he comes out like that and you can get it, jump on it.
47142 is the text line. Let's see if there's anything in here. Let's see. Start off that text with Real Radio. We got this in. The reason for all those injuries in the NFL is because of the turf. That's something that you've mentioned a couple times, Greek.
Hey, talk about it.
Let's see. Another person wrote in. I think it's supposed to mean, why do you let Jorge just ramble on about nothing? Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of Jorge, I guess. Huh?
No, we can get around with Jorge. He's a good guy.
47142 is the text line to start off that text with Real Radio. By the way, when we came back from break, I played that audio from AJ.
Yeah.
And if you have got the latest iHeart Radio app on your phone and you look for Real Radio 921 on there, you look for us and you'll see a little microphone in the middle of that screen. And you could leave us a talk back just like that. And we love to play them, especially coming back from a break. So
I do have a Greek misspeak that I got over the weekend. Yes, and I told him I don't know why, it just popped in my head. If you could do it, number 90. If you could do it, that's from my good friend Arnold.
Arnold
did ask me over the weekend. I said, you know what, I'm going to do it.
All right, we can do that real easy. Okay, here you go, Arnold. Greek misspeak number 90.
This is your Greek misspeak review.
But I'm sure some people are going to be sending some telephone numbers in for this segment.
The power of Christ compels you.
Like you said, it's alleged. If it's true, then they're going to bring me out of the league.
What does that mean?
$40 million. Greg Norman's putting it up there. He said he will negotiate, and he'll even throw in maybe the lawn keeper.
First, let me help out the more of the lawn. I don't want to cut the grass.
Sounds like a deal.
I mean, he looked good. Unless that video's docked in any situation. Maybe it's from last year and I can't tell.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
They're all friends. They hang out. Yap, yap, yap. You know what I mean? Yap, yap, yap. Yap, yap, yap.
I'm going to have to go back over the paperwork with the Jehovah Convention.
Wait! People are coming! I think they're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes! All right, Buddha, I'll text you later. Call me.
This is confusing.
I mean, they'll come out. They'll be throwing haymakers.
Nope. Haymakers. Just throwing them.
Just throwing them. Haymakers. That's a term used in sometimes when people are brawling it out. 877-927-6969. Jimmy, I know you had a question for the audience.
I have a question for you. We're going to start there. And then God. I want the audience to participate. 47142 to start off that text with Real Radio. 877-927-6969. When is the relationship over? When do you know? At what point? What is it? Usually an action? Is it something that you feel? When is it that you consider that a relationship is over? You've had a couple relationships in your day, Greek. When did you know it was done? Any one particular?
I never knew until I came home and the locks were changed. No, I'm kidding. I think when you see the number, one of the indications, you're like, oh, You know what I mean? Like when you see that number come across, and you're like, "Oh God!" When you before you would probably get excited.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I heard from some people is like if you're driving to see somebody, if you don't live with them, obviously, and the ride becomes a pain in the ass,
right?
You're like, "Oh, this is
Okay.
good." Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I heard that a lot from people. I don't know. I think relationships as you get older, you realize they have ups and downs, and you know what? That's just part of life. And through it down, you got to realize that, you know what, if you want to work it out, if two people want to work anything out, they can. Let's put it that way. But it does take two to work it out. But sometimes it's just a bump in the road, and you get through it, and then you say, okay, on the other end, there's, a lot better days ahead.
But there are signs when you know it's done that there is no working it out, right? I mean, that's what I was referencing. What is that moment? When is that moment? I know for me, it was very similar. I've had in a couple of my past relationships where you said it kind of jokingly, but it's real. Where you see that phone number come up on your cell, and you're like, oh, do I really want to deal with that right now?
Yeah.
For me, it was just thinking about it, and it's like it's more negative than positive. So it's like that's when I realized, you know what, it's just time, right? I mean, we've grown apart. We're just not into the same things anymore. When you're arguing more than you are having fun, you just kind of know. Hey, maybe you come home and, she's banging the gardener. Maybe that's the sign.
And you live in a high rise.
That's the one sign. And you don't have a lawn.
You don't have a lawn.
Yeah.
What
is that? When is that moment? What was that moment in any one of your relationships? 877-927-6969. 47142 is the text line. It's open. I'm watching it to start off that text with Real Radio.
When you're not looking forward to sharing something with that certain person, maybe. That could be another sign. When you don't miss the person. I mean, I think that's a big sign.
Yeah.
So if you're away from them and, you want to see them and you're like, okay, I haven't seen them for a while, I miss them no matter what. But I think there's, like I said, everybody has a different thought about it. But I do think there's ups and downs.
Maybe there was a certain moment, a certain thing that happened that said, you know what? That's a pretty good indicator that this relationship is over.
Yeah, the fun part, it's fun, but it's life. I mean, when it gets more serious, you live with somebody, there's going to be ups and downs. There's bills to pay. There's things going on. It's not romper room, Paramount Lot 6, and you write a script every day. You got to work things out. But I think if you're not looking forward to seeing the person, or you miss the person, or say you're not excited, their birthday comes or something like that, and you're not excited to want to help them or celebrate with them or the holidays, then it's like, you know what? It's lost it.
You're watching the 4:00 game. You got $2,000 on the Eagles, and she's rooting for Dallas.
That's a problem.
Good indicator that the relationship is over.
Yeah,
hit the roads, bitch.
Yeah, that's a problem. If she has Dallas, you have Philadelphia. There's so many ways that you do. But I just think not wanting to be with the person.
Yeah.
Because if there's somebody you like, you know what? You want to see them all the time. You hear people did it all the time. They met somebody. I got a buddy of mine. He met a girl a couple months ago. He sees her every single night. He just gets done work, and that's where he wants to be.
Oh, he's in the honeymoon stage, right?
Yeah, of course. And I hope it lasts for him for the next 30 years.
That'll taper off a little bit, but if it's a lasting relationship, that'll stay there. That feeling will stay there. Yep, of course.
But everybody has a different thought process where it's like, okay, it's not fun anymore, or I don't want to share with each other. Or maybe that person just becomes a liability and not an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person you're with should bring out the best in you. That's one thing I agree in. The best of you should be around that person because you're happy, you're excited, you want to spend a good time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're always arguing, like you said, that's not good. Yeah. I'm not big for that. I'll just be like, I'm out. You win.
Time to go.
Yeah, time to go.
Well, it's a good indicator of a good relationship is when you want to take your significant other to tastings, which is a food, wine, craft beer, and a music event. We got it all there. I mean, we got the entertainment, we've got the food, we've got the beverage. Don't miss it. It's this Saturday, November 11th at the Tanger Outlets in Palm Beach. You can still get VIP tickets. They're only $40, and that'll get you in an hour early from 4 to 5 p.m. General admission tickets are only $25. That'll get you in from 5 to 7 p.m. Now, if you wait until the day of the event, there are $37 for general admission. So get your tickets in advance online. It's real easy. pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com is where you get those tickets. Now, you'll be able to sample foods from local restaurants like Tiffin Box, Andy's Latin Food, Nothing Bunt cakes. I like that. I always love it when they play a little game on words there. Tropical smoothie. They're going to have wine, craft beer, Smurth, spirit samples from places like Linda's Limoncello. I've had that last year. Franny and I was there for maybe 2 or 3 times. Ace Cider, Perfect Vodka, Jupiter Rum Company is going to be there as well. Just to name a couple of the vendors that will be at our tastings event this Saturday. The Tanger Outlets. Go to pbtastings.com. Grab yourself a pair of tickets.
Thank you, Jimmy. It is the Penthouse, Real Radio 92.1. We're going to come back with a trifecta and a lot more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
So far, so good this afternoon. We are seeing a little bit of slowing 95 northbound after Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, but other than that, we're looking good through Palm Beach County. The turnpike is also trouble-free. There is a crash in Boca. It's on Meadows Road, just south of Northwest 13th Street. That's a look at traffic. I'm Dennis Taylor.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's always Monroe's of Palm Beach. And on Fridays, it's Fantasy Fridays. They bring your fantasy to life only at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Make sure you step in and enjoy yourself with a great time, and it makes a good night a great night. There's only one place, Monroe's of Palm Beach. If you're chasing tail, that's where you should be chasing. Get over to Monroe's tonight. Pigs.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
A farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I'm about to tell you a secret that'll make the insurance companies madder than a wet hen. Major insurance companies use a software called Colossus to tell them what the firm you hire is likely to settle your case for. Google it yourself. They know which law firms can lowball and take the last best offer, not us. Google our firm and see billions recovered from those very same insurance companies. They know who we are, and now you know it too. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's the Greek. How's a brand new AC for free sound? It's for real. My friends at Filterback HVAC Solutions are giving away a new AC, and all you have to do is register before the end of November. I've told you they will keep your house cool and your family breathing fresh air. And now they want to give away a new AC, completely free. All you have to do is register. No purchase required or any obligation. Just head over to filterbyhvacsolutions.com. That's filterbyhvacsolutions.com. Or just as easy as dial pound 250 from your cell and say, stay cool. That's pound 250 and say, stay cool. You have the option for a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. That's pound 250, stay cool. No purchase necessary. Open to all legal residents 18 plus for a select Florida zip codes. Sweepstakes ends November 30th, 2023. For official rules, visit newacrules.sweeppea.com. Free AC? That's awesome, baby.
Morgan & Morgan is not only America's largest injury law firm, we're also the only injury law firm in the world with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. With dedicated attorneys focused on personal injury, medical malpractice, insurance disputes, car crashes, employee rights, and many others, we have a 30-year track record of getting results for clients just like you. So wherever you are, whatever you need, our firm is ready to take your call. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Football is back.
Come on out as we return to Charlie's this Saturday for our next Coors Light watch party of the season as Florida takes on LSU. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Coors Light during all live college games. Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Gainesville. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Parrot Circle in Stewart. See you there.
GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Here's to Prilosec OTC. Without Prilosec, I wouldn't be able to enjoy all this yummy holiday food. Speaking of, whoever made that apple pie, delicious. I just take one pill each morning and zero heartburn all day. So cheers to Prilosec OTC. Ooh, are those jalapeno poppers?
Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid that can cause heartburn, so you can enjoy the holidays. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a nice day on this Monday. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s as we move through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies with a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Low humidity, so a very comfortable day. But we'll see more humidity beginning to move in tomorrow, so it gets a little muggier out there for Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the 80s for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. Don't forget, after us, it is the News Junkie, and then Lex and Terry. Wake up in the morning with some scrambled eggs and Rover and his crew. Always a good time, always a good show. Francis is out today. Be back with us tomorrow. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And it's time for your last trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Now, we don't know if it's New York quarterbacks, but it's just been reported Daniel Jones is out for the season after tearing his ACL months after receiving a $160 million extension. Not good news for the Giants, and obviously not good news for him. He heard it yesterday in the Raider game. Not a great sign for him, like I said, but he did get a 4-year contract, $160 million in the offseason. A lot of that is guaranteed. He was hurt for a couple games. He hurt his neck. And they'll be going with the undrafted rookie, Tommy DeVito, out of Illinois. He played yesterday, did not do great. Threw for 175 yards, touchdown on Sunday. He also had 2 picks, but not a good sign for the Giants. And the Giants had a very good year last year, making the playoffs and winning a playoff game, and this year has not gone good for them. Same thing with the Jets losing Rodgers. Speaking of the Jets, they do play tonight on Monday Night Football at MetLife Stadium. Chargers are laying 3.5. Thank you, DraftKings. College football, tomorrow night we'll get another round of ratings for the big playoff series, but Florida State did win. I think they will remain at the 4 spot. Georgia beat Missouri. Alabama, watch them. They were coming up the ladder as they beat LSU. Another big win for them. And USC got beat by Washington. Washington, Oregon will probably sneak in there somehow. They will play their championship for the Pac-12. Ohio State beat Rutgers, and Michigan won again. I don't know if you saw that on Saturday. Rutgers was beating Ohio State at halftime.
I heard about it. I didn't see it myself, but yeah, because there was a couple headlines on that.
And I remember saying Tony Soprano was smiling for them. The NFL yesterday, the Miami Dolphins were in Germany. They got beat 21-17 by the Super Bowl champs. The marquee game of the day was Eagles and Dallas, and that was 28-23. Prescott at the end of the game on going for 2, stepped out. It was good, but he stepped out, and the Eagles were laying 3.5. That definitely affected hundreds of millions of dollars all over the country and legalized sports betting and other sports betting that's not reported. That was a big deal there. There was no doubt about it. And then on the nightcap, the Bengals, another big matchup, they ended up beating Buffalo. But the Dolphins were in Germany, sold-out performance. The NFL is big no matter where it goes, whether it's London or Germany. People love it, and they always say there are thousands and thousands of more tickets they could sell to these events. Billy Joel did announce his last show at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be July 25th. He had a residency there for years, playing at the Garden once a month. They even have a banner up there for him when I believe he did his 100th show. But Billy said this is it. At the end of July, he is hanging up the Piano Man and his 88 keys you will not be able to hear at the Garden. I did not hear anything about him retiring. I just heard about him not playing at Madison Square Garden anymore. And that is your last trifecta of the day.
Well, we put out the cue to call, and we also put out the cue to text us. 47142 is the text line. That is the number to start off that text with Real Radio. Now, we were talking about when did you know, or when do you know when a relationship is over? We've got this one in. One person wrote and said, I heard a comedian once say, when she takes the silverware organizer from the drawer, it's definitely over. Here's one that's a little bit more on a serious note. I always know it's over when I'm laying next to her in bed and it feels like she's miles away. That's when I know. Another person wrote in, when you lose respect for your partner, that's when you know it's over. So those were some people texting into us at 47142. When do you know that the relationship is over? This person also wrote in, you can jump over any offensive lineman except the center, getting back to a little bit of football talk. Mm-hmm. So I think we were hitting on a couple of those things earlier as well. So 47142, that is the text line. Just start off that text with Real Radio. Of course, I do have the email still open, Jimmy at realradio921.com. I got a speeding story for you, Greek, and I think you're going to find this pretty funny. A driving instructor was fined hundreds of dollars after his 17-year-old student was caught speeding. This happened in Europe, so I changed it from, pounds to dollars and miles per hour to kilometers per hour and all that, just so that you get an idea. So the police stopped a student driver for driving 95 in an 80-mile-per-hour zone. The car was also noted for swerving and being in the left lane for an extended period of time. Here is the excuse given to the officer when he was pulled over.
This should be good.
The instructor explained he was showing the student that speeding saves little time. It's not worth doing. However, the cops didn't fall for it. He received a fine of $350 for speeding and another €250 $250 for driving unnecessarily in the left lane. Apparently, they enforce that over there. I like that. But I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah. Matter of fact, the instructor wasn't driving. The student was driving. But he had the student drive that fast. But, of course, he's responsible as the instructor.
Oh, so who gets the ticket?
So he gets the ticket. The instructor actually gets the ticket because he was telling him to do that. So, he was, I'm trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, sure you are.
Right.
Taught yourself a lesson.
But I was
shocked.
What got me is that apparently for people that drive slow in the passing lane over there, they fine them big time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know we have that law here in Florida, and believe it or not, about a month ago, I actually saw a Florida highway passing lane.
Really?
In the far left lane. Yeah.
Wow.
This was up around north of Hope Sound. There's a rest area in that general vicinity, and that's where he got him.
Now, how did you know? You knew the person?
Oh, I was driving by.
I
drove by. I saw what happened. He had a line of vehicles behind him. I was in the middle lane.
Okay.
I passed all of them, and just as I was about to pass the vehicle in the passing lane, doing about 72-ish.
Yeah.
Boom! He threw the lights on and pulled him over.
Ooh.
And now I doubt that he gave him a ticket. He probably just told him, "Hey, pull on over, buddy."
Yeah. And if you're gonna,
So, I've also seen videos. You ever see this too in real life, where like they'll do that? They'll get behind them. A cop will turn on the lights and then pull as the car pulls over to the slower lanes, right, to get like he's going to pull over to get completely off the road. Yeah. Then he just stops and he goes back around him. The idea is he just leads the car back over to the slow lane to say, "Hey, that's where you belong, buddy."
Well, if that happens then for you, you're probably happy because you think you're getting a ticket.
You're lucky.
Then he was letting you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about that last week a little. You get pulled over, whether it's a police officer, a man or a woman, you should always be respectful, polite. Jimmy said to put your hands on the wheel so they see your hands.
Yeah, somebody, I don't remember where I heard that from. Probably on this show. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, if you do that, it just, again, it's one indicator that you're not threatening to them.
Yeah, but always be polite.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. How can I help? What, and, you don't get anything being a wise ass.
Yeah, if you're respectful to them, more than likely it'll come back.
And I think a lot of times they pull your record right there. I was with a buddy of mine recently. He got pulled over, and the cop didn't give him a break. So speeding, he said, "I would give you a break." He goes, "But this is like the third time you've been pulled over in 2 months."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "And in this area," he goes, "I think that's a lot."
Yeah.
He goes, "And I see you didn't get tickets. I didn't realize they could see when you got pulled over and everything."
Oh, they do driving record. They can,
yeah. But I didn't know if you got pulled over that goes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "We're going to give you a ticket this time because obviously you're not learning."
Yeah, it's all in the system. They give you a warning. They let you go.
Yeah.
As long as it's been called in.
Yeah.
The record's all there on DMV. So.
Yeah, so that's why. Be a little bit respectful.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was kind of joking around there. Apparently, you're not Britney Spears. If this guy wasn't Britney Spears, because that was the second or third time she got pulled over when we were talking last week. That a cop had pulled her over for speeding and driving a little reckless too.
And I'm surprised because again, it looks like they were giving a celebrity a pass, and it's her. And because it was somebody else, they'd be pissed. They'd be like, it was a regular person, and I'm shocked that they let her go.
That's the way it is, right?
No, I know.
I mean, that's just the way it is naturally.
Yeah. I mean, again, if you're that person, like anything else. You had the Eagles yesterday, you're happy. You had Dallas yesterday, you're not.
That's right.
That's just life. It sounds pretty brutal, but it is the truth.
We were talking about how, when do you know that a relationship is over, and different ways that people have indicated that they were getting broken up with. How about this? Ways that tech has busted you. Remember there was that time that you've told a story, and I think it was somebody here, an employee here, that called in sick.
Yeah.
And then that night they